this your new headset?
It is, yeah.
Mm.
And we are live. Welcome everyone to the stream. Our team is in Champ Select right now. And I'm just gonna get one last little thing set up and then we can start commentating in earnest.
I'm gonna try to hop into the stream so I can chat. Let's see you.
I'm there, but I'm deafened and muted, so I don't distract them.
There we go. I meant I'll hop into the Twitch stream.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Gonna share the link real quick.
Can you say some stuff? I want to hear how the volume is on the stream.
Yeah, I'm right here. Casting with Justin. Ready to talk about the draft and also the charity that we are donating to this week. How's that sound, Justin?
It's a lot quieter than it is. Like the echo through the stream sound is way quieter than your voice directly to my headphones from um,
Yeah, I can turn myself up.
Facebook. Yeah, I think turning it up on like OBC or OBS or wherever you're.
Yeah, I try to not turn it up too high because there are times during the game where I get real excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can definitely turn it up a little bit so that at least my normal speaking tone is hitting the top of the green a little bit more often than if I go into the yellow sometimes during exciting guest parts. I guess that's okay.
That sounds a lot better. Now I cannot listen to both at the same time. Okay.
Awesome. That's the goal. That's the
Yeah.
goal.
Before I could actually follow what you were saying, because you were so easily covering up the other extra stream sound.
For sure. Um, so yeah, before with others scouting right now, so I actually every time I alt tab, we'll be able to come back to this. This is the charity that we are donating to this week. It's the Higher Heights Leadership Fund, which helps Black women in the United States run for office. So for every point we get, we are donating money to this cause.
Joseph, is there a way I can join, see what you're seeing liver than the Twitch stream?
Um, Yeah, you want to see both my Twitch stream and their stream and a live stream of what I'm doing?
But when we're in the game and when like me being not like 14 seconds behind will matter.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that part. Okay. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt as well, but
I'm also going to share my screen. Um,
in Discord, right?
yes, I'm gonna share my screen in Discord. Screen 2, I think. Thrilling for our viewers. Thanks everyone who has jumped on so far.
It's just a view into how the sausage is made.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, it's not quite the LCS over here, so there's going to be a couple of production details that are a little exposed, but that's okay. So can you now see the live draft that they are in?
Yeah, this looks great.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, today we got playing Dandelion, definitely MJ, Hypnotic Toxin, Scott Tong, and Magic Master. This is a little bit of a hybrid of League of 10,000 Lakes and the Chicago Bulls, who played separately in Clash last weekend, but are coming together for a super mashup team. I think we're still technically, I think we're under the banner of League of 10,000 Lakes. I think we absorbed them. Um, but that's who we've got today. Our team floating champions that they are not actually going to play, so that if the other team sees the float, they don't know what to ban in a further phase. So we're not going to see a Mumu Master Year set. Um, First ban out from League of 10,000 Lakes is going to be the Morgana. Looks like a Cinnaband back at them, which so the Cinnaband is actually aimed at Hypnotic Toxin, but Hypnotic Toxin is going to be in the jungle today. So that Cinnaband probably not doing a lot of work. I do not think that definitely MJ plays any Senna.
Yeah, I'm not as familiar with some of the members of like the Chicago Bull team, so I'm not as familiar with their champion pools and their specialties.
Yeah, I expect to see definitely MJ on Samira if he can get it. Oh, it looks like that ban just came through. Maybe Caitlyn. Um, Hypnotic Toxin, very likely to be on Jarvan or Echo in the jungle. I expect to see Scott Tong on some kind of aggressive support like Leona or Brand. So I'm expecting the bot lane to be pretty aggressive, but they have taken away some of definitely MJ's top picks. So I'm not sure what his third pick is. And it'll be interesting to see what they prioritize in the draft here.
I wonder if the Samira ban did them a favor though, because Samira was recently nerfed, so not as strong as she was last week for Clash.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not sure if definitely MJ had reached the conclusion that those bans kind of went deep enough to affect him, and maybe he wasn't planning on playing it anyway. Looks like the priority is going to be placed on the Leona, which I like. I mean, Scott Tong's Leona is super strong. Um, looks like the other team is locking Nocturne Jhin. Nocturne could either be played in the mid lane or the jungle. Definitely really changes how the game is played and how you think about your trades in the side lanes because of the big alt range.
And yeah, if they are being particularly crafty, they may not actually have decided if Nocturne is going to be mid or jungle yet, and are waiting to see what the rest of our team drafting.
Yeah, that's right. They might have actually like a flex pick between them. That is definitely possible. Looks like it's going to be the Nautilus ban or the Nautilus lock for the other team, and we're going to put in the Misfortune. Misfortune is a champion I see definitely MJ on a lot, but very confident in his ability to pilot it. Do you think that we're going to see Dandelion's Vel'Koz, kind of his signature champion?
Nocturne was just hovering Vel'Koz for the ban.
Okay, and decided to go with his Lucian instead, which Dandelion has been playing a lot more recently. Um, so maybe they're just thinking about letting the Vel'Koz through.
I think that would be a mistake for them, but I am excited for the opportunity to potentially watch Vel'Koz shine.
Yeah, for sure. He was recently played on the world stage. Didn't work out quite the way everyone wanted it to,
And
especially the
so
Vel'Koz fans. But yeah. So in terms of band composition here, we've got three bands aimed at definitely MJ and two bands aimed at Dandelion. So very targeted bands here, letting the jungle, the top, the support get whatever they want. Um, very targeted bands. Wow, looks like a Hypnotic Toxin actually did block the Master Yi. I did not expect him to be playing that, but gives him a nice little bit of scaling. I just hope that they'll be able to draft the lane support that they need to be able to cover for the Master Yi, because especially the Nocturne in the jungle. I mean, I guess he really wants to farm to 6-2. He's pretty farming centric early, but once he hits 6, Nocturne is going to be in those lanes, and I just don't think Master Yi will be able to match that unless the red team makes some pretty big mistakes.
yeah, Nocturne's gank at 6 gets extremely deadly.
Looks like Maokai locked in for Magic Master in the top lane, and looks like Dandelion pushed onto his Lux pick. Not one of his highest picks in the mid lane, but definitely something that he can carry on. It looks like that'll be countered by the Malzahar, so we will be seeing Nocturne in the jungle.
Malzahar is not a champion that I've seen on the Rift very often.
Yeah, it seems like I haven't seen him as much as I used to, maybe a year or two ago. Um, oh, big mistake by Magic Master here. He's taking the soccer skin instead of the Meowkai skin. Let's where's the yellow card? Come on now. Improper skin choice.
I'm looking at the summoner spells and for our team, and they look fairly straightforward. It doesn't look like they're going to be doing anything different or outside of the standards.
So it looks like Dandelion did take teleport, Do you think that's because he sees this as more of a scaling matchup where he wants to outscale the Malzahar, or do you think he's taking it more aggressively to like split push or to kind of make big TP plays later in the game? I'm not
I
that
think
familiar with the mid lane. What do you think?
my guess is he's doing it to keep up with farm, so he's well behind Malzahar. But I'm not entirely sure. A common pick against Malzahar is Cleanse because he has a really powerful like slow on his ultimate.
Or the suppression?
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, good point. All right, so we will be waiting for the spectator delay. So we're on the delay for about 2 minutes and 24 seconds here. So it's a good time to grab a snack or go to the bathroom before we load in. Meanwhile, we can kind of talk about how we expect these lanes to play out and what we're looking for this game. So front to back team fight, who do you think wins? Everything else
Let's
being
see here.
equal.
Maokai's a solid frontliner. Leona's all right with some. He's gonna dive. Fortune with the I don't know, man. Let's see your Nocturne, Malzahar, Nautilus. I'm gonna put my money on the good guys. We're gonna put it on 10K.
Okay,
Just with the poke, the dive, and the solid front line. I think they have a good setup.
nice. All right. Still waiting for the spectator delay, so I'll just go to the League of Graphs. I think there should be uh, a live game graphic that we can look at for Dandelion. He's who I have pulled up right now. Does it show his live game? In game. Can we look at it? Yeah, here we go.
Sweet. There's some new tools I didn't even know about.
Yeah, yeah. Trying to make it a little bit more professional, but yeah, it
Looks like
looks like
pretty even ranks as far as that goes.
yeah, it looks like there might be a pretty significant mismatch in the jungle, at least. Um,
Mm.
with Hypnotic Toxin it's sitting at gold 2 and uh, Foxy Trotter at silver 4. And sometimes people can smurf or, maybe they just didn't try that hard at rank this season. So it doesn't tell you everything, but that is that's a potential powerful spot for us. I am a little bit, yeah, the team fight question is interesting. I mean, Maokai is a little bit better in a team fight than Garen, just like straight up. But then I also think that Nocturne is better in a team fight than Master Yi if you're just fighting front to back. Um, and then the bot lane is very similar. Um, obviously Jhin with more range, but both with pretty good, damaging team fight ults. You can initiate a team fight with the Jhin ult, which is nice. Um, but you can't really with the Misfortune ult. Um, so it'll be interesting to see if they try that. I'm not always a big fan of that strategy, but it can work sometimes, and I might also be undervaluing it.
Having Lux Root, um, Maokai Roots, Leona, whatever exactly she does, all of those to lock people down and then have Yi jump on or MF alt. That feels like a pretty solid combo.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially with a Nocturne, I mean, he can be good in team fights, with just like the amount of chaos that he creates, but he's also so excellent at like picks and picking off split pushers and things like that, or protecting a split pusher. If Garen's split pushing and then they try to rotate to help, and then Nocturne is able to jump in and pick someone off, either someone who's rotating or someone who's staying behind, wherever the pressure is, or catching them in rotation. So, um, my guess is yeah, it could go either way. I think that the red team will probably be uh slightly more likely to look for the picks as opposed to the front to back team fights. But it really just depends on how the lanes play out because I can see the front to back working pretty well with either a Nocturne jumping in and instantly assassinating a squishy at the beginning, and then like hitting a stopwatch and waiting for his team to follow up, or letting his team start the fight and then him kind of picking up the stragglers.
Yeah, a lot of it just comes down to execution. Like if Lux hits a Q and gets a stun, or Lux misses, that could be like the whole difference in a team fight in a lot of cases.
Yep.
Not to put it all on Lux's shoulders, of course.
All All right, so here we are in the game in spectator mode. I'll get it
Game
set up
looks
the way
good
I
to
like.
me, although it is fairly pixelated, but it looks good in Twitch.
Okay, good. Reorganize the portrait so those all make sense. It looks like we've got the 5-point start coming out from blue side. Watching all the jungle entrances, making sure that there's no invade. I think that this is smart. I think that actually the red team should be looking to invade with Nautilus. I mean, Nautilus is just like one of the best level 1 champions for invades in the game. And I guess, you know, there's like the Lux Q to worry about and the Leona stun, but with Nautilus and Jhin, that's just a lot of CC.
In theory now, they've just seen Lux's E, so they know that Lux does not have her Q. If they wanted to use that information, they could probably more successfully go in.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So it looks like a pretty standard start for the junglers here. Both are going to be starting on their bottom side buff to get that good leash from their bot laners. Both are really looking to farm in the early game here, so probably not anything too tricky happening until Nocturne hits level 6, and then we'll kind of be off to the races and see if our team can hold out while the Master Yi scales up. There's some early trades already in the mid lane.
The only difference I see in like early itemization is in the mid lane. Lux has a corrupting potion, which means that she's looking for a little bit more aggressive early start, where Doran's and Malzahar will be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, and it looks like
wow, a lot of good early damage.
Paying off so far. They both hit level 2 about the same time. Checking our bot lane real quick. It looks like things are pretty even there. Yeah, Cole shoving in. Looks like Malzahar is already running a pot, and Cole's running his first, or Dandelion's running his first corrupting potion right now.
Yeah, early on, it probably is just best for both of the mid laners because both these champions would prefer to just kind of be in the middle, continue to farm.
Yeah, looks like there's already been some early trading in the bot lane. Jhin and Leona at about 75% health here. Ooh, nice fourth shot follow-up from Jhin. Here comes the W, rooted in place with the auto attack. The Ignite goes off, and that's first blood onto the Nautilus. Miss Fortune rooted up, but I don't think they're going to have enough damage. Nautilus flashes away, so that's 4 Summoner spells down for the red side team, and just the flash left up on definitely MJ for League of 10,000 Lake. So 800 gold lead over to the red team.
That's still early though. Like a lot of things can still go Blue's way here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, especially, you know, at this elo, kind of like the non-professional, non-plat level, you know, people just make so many mistakes that, you know, you can easily get yourself back in games that, you know, a professional team, just like they wouldn't make those mistakes, they wouldn't give up those leads. So not worried at this point. You know, it's a little unfortunate, but they didn't even get double killed, you know?
Right. Yeah. Having Miss Fortune still up is.
Looks like there's a battle in the jungle here. Scott Fogg taking a lot of damage, and the Nocturne forced to flash away, but he drags Hypnotic Toxin with him. Hypnotic Toxin taking a lot of damage, rooted up by the Nautilus. I think the damage is going to come through. There goes Hypnotic Toxin. Nautilus with another Q. Definitely MJ goes down. That's 3 kills in favor of the red team. They're up now 1,600, 1,600 gold on League of 10,000 Lake. So unfortunate turn of events there.
Malzahar rotated it to meet the fight. I wonder if Dandelion Lux was able to capitalize on that and get a shove here in a back, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like they are actually Malzahar up CS right here, so not punished very much for that roam. So, you know, good rotate by the Malzahar to know that he can do that without missing too much CS. Looks like Maokai getting pushed in here by the Garen. Garen, of course, manaless and has that sweet regeneration ability on his passive, so he's able to stay in lane for a time if you're not able to put consistent damage down on him. And looks
How
like
does that work?
if he's out of combat for like 5 to 8 seconds, he starts regenerating health slowly for as long as he's not taking damage. So yeah, magic attack Gecko, forced to use the teleport to get back in the lane to not miss too much CS. So Garen currently with a teleport advantage. Master Yi doing a good job staying even on farm despite that one death. You know, and especially with the Master Yi, and especially in the hands of Hypnotic Toxin, I would say, you know, that always gives League of 10,000 Lakes an out. You know, a Master Yi can pop off in the late game and completely take it over, so not too worried. It looks like maybe the Nocturne has got the control ward on the Dragon, so he is looking to solo it at level 5, which looks like it's going decently. The Nocturne actually has a lot of lifesteal. But here comes Master Yi. We'll see if he checks the Dragon.
Yeah, I was wondering if at first he was looking to the gank on pop, but now he's a little worried about the dragon.
No, I think he's just a little bit too worried to walking in the river because of this this bot lane. And you know, giving up that first dragon just like totally not a big deal to the Yi. You know, he is not concerned about that.
Yep, especially not early on in the game. There's still a lot of time for Yi to get a double kill, and then all of a sudden, it's a different story.
Oh, nice trades by Magic Master here using his advantage, but Garen ults. Magic Master flashes and ults away. It's not going to catch the Garen. Yeah, close fight there. Garen hadn't bought yet. Magic Master was up a Bammy Cinder, but did not manage to turn that into a kill. So that's going to be flashed down for both top laners, but Garen's going to be able to teleport back into lane because he saved his teleport. He might not even back now, knowing that Magic Master backed. Yes, Garen playing the backs quite well.
It looks like the red team has a CS lead in all the lanes right now. Sure
Yeah, and
to catch up.
And Nocturne has hit 6 now, and I don't know if the blue team realizes that, so they're going to have to start being really careful about how they fight and push out in their lanes. Looks like our bot lane is just really pushed in, unfortunately. Definitely MJ doing his best to keep up on CS, but this enemy bot lane very aggressive, definitely leveraging the early kill pressure that they got from those fight in the lane and then the fight in the jungle. Dandelion doing a nice job keeping the spell shield off of Malzahar.
Yeah, I wonder if the bot lane is respecting Nautilus's hook, since there was I think the 3 of the kills were initiated by some good hooks for Nautilus.
Yeah, and it's so hard to get out of the range of that. I mean, it's so long. Looks like our League of 10,000 Lakes just doesn't want any part of this. Looks like they are sending the blue buff over to Lux. I hope that Maokai got the message that we are not fighting this. Oh no, he is hit by the Nocturnal and the Fear. And there goes Maokai, 4-0 to the red team. Looks like another fight in the bot lane. Leona gets hooked and rooted up. Took about 66% of her life and damage. She is running a potion. Looks like she's going to be able to walk away from this. She has 2 biscuits in the bag. So Leona okay, but...
Leona also has not bought yet. She could probably use to go back and... They're way behind in items now without Leona not having any.
That's right. Dandelion a little pushed in. No mana against the Malzahar, who has already used his teleport. Both mid laners have used their teleport. Dandelion forced back. Yeah, no, rocking a CS disadvantage right now, as you said, across the board. But definitely MJ has actually caught up pretty well. He's within 3 CS of the Jhin now, so and now just close it to 2 CS. So look at this.
Was able to purchase her last chapter and her last one, and that'll help her sustain in lane a lot for the rest of the game.
Absolutely. So that was a nice dodge by Scott Tong. We're going to see if they potentially try to turn this into a play now that Q is down. Q's down for another 2 seconds, and yeah, that window is closed. Yeah, Jhin on the full BF sword, actually, to MF's Doran's and Longsword, so probably not really a realistic trading window there, no matter what cooldowns the Nautilus uses.
Yeah, and the risk of being rooted by Jhin's Jin's ability is so high. Going in on that is very risky, especially when they're such high health like that.
Yeah. The Master Yi, so they do look for the initiate. Scott Tong throwing out the ult, but he misses the E. Master Yi is able to Q the Nautilus ult and not get knocked up by it. So nice timing on that by Hypnotic Toxin, but they're not able to make much of it. The flashes come out and they're okay. Meanwhile, Nocturne's diving Dandelion in the mid lane. Nocturne takes 2 tower shots, maybe 3, might have missed one. And Dandelion's actually perfectly fine. Looks like he blew his flash, but he's got a ton of health left. He's only running the first charge off his Corrupting Potion, so... Oh, looks like another fight in the bot lane. Definitely MJ forced to flash away. Scott Tong taking a lot of damage. Here comes the ult out of definitely MJ, but he dies from the Ignite, I believe, and then double kill onto the Jhin from the ult. Unfortunate, another double, or not, I think it's the first actual double kill in the bot lane, despite the fact that they both have some death. But yeah, Jhin and Nautilus just getting really strong now. Hypnotic Toxin here to cover the wave, make sure the farm doesn't go to waste, but... League of 10,000 Lakes in quite a bit of trouble, I would say, at this point. Down 4,000 gold 11 minutes into this game. I mean, that's a huge early lead on behalf of the red team.
A lot of gold, yeah. A lot of gold at about, what, 11 minutes? Yeah. Good trades here.
Yeah, getting a lot of damage down onto Malzahar. And the ult is almost back up. Looks like the ult is not going to come out. Ruby's aiming to try to steal the dragon. Oh, it looks like they're going to take the dragon. Dandelion has to be careful here. Flash suppression on the Lux, and here comes out the Nautilus Q right after it ends, stacking into CC and taking out Lux. Another kill for the red team. They are up 4,500 gold and up 7-0 kills with 2 dragons. This is looking like a rough one. As a Lux player, what is your goal at this point?
As a Lux player, I wish. So at this point, if I were this far behind, my goal would be to. And, well, unfortunately, most of the team is behind, I guess. But as a Lux who is behind, it's important to just play around your utility. Use that root. Use that slow. You're not going to be necessarily getting any of the kills, but you might be able to set up other kills for your team. So playing around that utility is going to be very important for Lux and probably the rest of the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be curious to see what kind of build Dandelion goes here. Probably going to finish that Loon's Echo since he's already got so much of it built, but I'll be curious to see if maybe he picks up Athene's or even an Ardent Censer potentially in order to help the Master Yi carry this game in the late game.
Yeah, that's a good point. The shield is usually for mid lane Lux, it's usually max last, but it might be a good idea for him to lean on that a little more heavily in this game.
Yeah, Ardent Censer quite good on Master Yi, and you know you can even proc it from pretty far away thanks to the range of the Lux W. So.
Full disclosure, I've never purchased an Ardent Censer, and I actually don't know what it does. So.
When you shield an ally, it buffs their attack speed and their auto attacks. It adds an effect to them, I believe, but I can't remember exactly what it is. Maybe one of our viewers will throw it in chat for us.
I find that I have a hard time not just going straight damage on any champion I play, to my detriment in a lot of cases.
Yeah, it can be helpful to bring some utility, especially in a case like this. So it looks like the red team is looking for this Rift Herald, but plates have fallen. Scott Tong throwing out the ult. Looks like Dandelion has rotated down. EQ combo onto the Jhin. The Ignite is down. Nocturne's diving in the top lane. Looks like the Maokai is going to go down. They're going to be able to pick up a kill in the bottom lane. Here comes the Misfortune ult. Not quite enough damage. Here comes the Dandelion ult. Just not quite enough. The Nautilus is so freaking tanky. And here comes out the Jhin ult, slowing them down, stopping them from running away. The Malzahar is getting into position. He's got a lot of mana. His ult is up. Scott Tong and definitely MJ hiding from the Jhin ult, but they get picked up by the Malzahar. Dandelion trying to pick up a kill, but the damage isn't quite there. Here comes the Master Yi with his ult on. Challenging Smite down onto the Jhin. Looks like the Malzahar is going to be the target. Q comes out. Malzahar almost to the tower. Looks like he's going to get there. And Dandelion with the Q peel. Master Yi almost dead. Has to heal up as he runs away, but the Jhin is still looking for it.
Jhin almost got that long range. Ooh.
So that's going to be 10 kills over to red and a total of a over 6,000 gold lead now. They didn't quite get the Rift Herald in the top lane. Nocturne rotated down. I just want to point out, look at this. Look at the vision control here. Control ward, control ward, control ward. They are all about controlling this bottom river vision to enable the Nocturne to continue to help out the bottom lane and just have free run of the jungle and dragon pit. And now he's invading the Master Yi and stealing his camps. Nocturne now has got up in CS. He's about 20 CS up on Master Yi in addition to the kills. And looks like the E is going to fall short, but the Q is going to find the Nocturne. Looks like he's activating the ult. Here comes the Leona ult, but it's going to be blocked by the Spell Shield. So many Spell Shields on this team. Hypnotic Toxin still in. The Q's going to come out. Here comes the big shutdown. I mean, that's what you want the shutdown on, but here comes the Nautilus. Is there going to be a counter kill? Here comes the teleport from Maokai. Looks like they're going to fight for this dragon now that the Nocturne's down, but Dragon's up in 40 seconds, and Nocturne's going to be alive again, so there might yet still be a full 5v5 team fight in the Dragon Pit, which League of 10,000 Lakes would be taking at a huge disadvantage.
If they can turn a team fight, if League of 10,000 Lakes can turn a team fight, that would be a good way to get back into this game. But saving that, they're, yeah.
Looks like the Leona ult might be back up for this. Leona's going to get rooted up, W, knocked up. Here comes the Maokai ult. Malzahar caught in the Misfortune ult. Looks like Misfortune picks up the Malzahar in exchange for the support. That's a great trade. Shutdown onto Dandelion. That's 1-for-1 as the Dragon comes up. Both teams' jungler is still alive. Hypnotic Toxin is on the Dragon. Here comes the Jhin ult in order to initiate the fight. Dandelion caught up in the Nautilus Q. Dandelion's down. They're pulling off the Dragon. Master Yi goes very low. Heal comes out from definitely MJ. He's trying to cut away, but it's just not possible against the Nautilus. So much CC. Master Yi is going to get killed by the Nocturne. And now it's just Maokai 1v3. I don't think the tree has it. Oh no, they brought their axes. They brought the fire. The tree is going down. Meanwhile, Garen is pushing the top lane. Scott Tong can't do anything about it.
Ooh, that's tough. Yeah, I mean, they're so far behind you, Cold. They didn't have the items to really have that team fight.
And meanwhile, the Rift Herald has been summoned in the top lane. It looks like it's going to get not just one charge, but 2 charges off, destroying this inhibitor. Dandelion's ult, not quite enough to shut it down. Definitely MJ is there too. Looks like Garen's running away. Oh, they did manage to stop it before it hit the tower. I mean, we'll take everything we can get. Good job, League of 10,000 Lakes.
That was a good stop. I mean, it was mid-charge there. I don't know how it got...
Hey, let's not forget, they've already raised 2 points for charity for Higher Heights Foundation. So, you know...
Every little bit counts.
Can't discount that, yeah. If you would like to join in donating to the Higher Heights Foundation tonight, you can do so in a link below the Twitch stream. It's in the panels below. You can find a link to it.
So what is the 10K Lakes strategy here now? It's probably just farm and hang on.
Yeah, I mean, basically what they want to do is they want to theoretically farm up to some kind of power spike and then find some team fight where they get a surprising all-in that the other team is expecting, or find a pick potentially onto a big carry like the Jhin. You know, it's going to be hard. It's going to be very difficult, and the red team is really pressing in. It looks like they find the Master Yi, queued and rooted, hit with the Nautilus ultimate. Maokai trying to peel away with his ult. Master Yi has to ult to get away. Looks like Scott Tong is also in the peel, but the Maokai is going to get suppressed. Maokai is going to be the first to fall. League of 10,000 Lakes down to 4. Here comes the teleport from Dandelion, but it's not enough. Q is going to go wide. The E-slow is there. Scott Tong EQ combo in. The Dandelion ult's not going to do much. Scott Tong has to go down. Definitely MJ ult is out, but it's not going to do enough. Definitely MJ has to flash away, and now the Jhin ult comes out. Jhin ult just does not quite find Hypnotic Toxin, but that's Scott Tong and Magic Attack Gecko down for League of 10,000 Lakes. The red team just BM taking free tower shots just to walk to the position they want to on the turret. They are feeling pretty confident here.
I think the Malzahar ult, every time it's come down, it's gotten a kill. Malzahar's been using that very effectively.
Yeah, you don't walk away from that one. And that's the whole point.
But he's been using it in the proper moment. He wasn't trying to solo Dandelion Lux. He was always using it when he had backup to help get that kill.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's using it good times when there is the follow-up damage there. But at 5-1 and 2, I mean, I wonder how many of them he can just solo with basically just the alt and a Q.
At this point, he
I mean,
probably can't.
with Ludens and Rylai's with the Sork shoes, I mean, the magic damage coming off this Malzahar is incredible.
Yeah, that's rough. Oh, you can see 3 of the 10K Lakers have gone. Oh, Ninja Tabby, I think.
Merc Treads. Merc
Merc
Treads.
Treads.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you don't build defensive boots, you just build offense, right?
Right, right.
You don't know what defensive boots do. What are those?
I know. I'm having trouble seeing the screen a little bit too, so the pixels aren't quite clear enough. So they're doing the right things to try to stay in the game. The red team is just a tough opponent.
Yeah, I think they've played this really well. You know, they've played the lanes well, they've played the rotations well. I think this is just a matchup that was going to be hard to win. Looks like they're setting up for a brush play now. They know that League of 10,000 Lakes is going to be curious if they're doing the Baron. But it looks like they are actually going to move towards the Dragon Pit to clear out vision. Dragon's not up for another minute 15, but I think that yeah, I mean, enough of League of 10,000 Lakes has showed up on Red Side's vision that they're just going ahead and starting this Baron call. And League of 10,000 Lakes just have no idea. Looks like they're pushing in blue. They probably knew that the red team was on Baron, but I just don't think there's anything they can do about it. And they actually still have a fair amount of towers to fight with. Here comes the Jhin ult initiation. Looks like it's not going to do much, but here comes the Nocturne ult. Goes in on the Maokai, but Maokai is not going down. Looks like this might be the counter kill onto the Nocturne. Shut down by Master Yi. But here comes Garen around the back. Are they going to be able to clean up this fight? They're fighting under the tower. Nautilus is so tanky, taking so much damage. League of 10,000 Lakes. Looks like they're able to knock the Garen back. They're all going so low. Nautilus ult comes out. And that's 3 down for League of 10,000 Lakes. 3 down for the red team. Dandelion's going to be finished off by the Jhin. Definitely MJ is down so many items on this Jhin. That's going to be another kill and an ace for the red team. They do pay for it with 3 kills on their own team, so that's 3 Baron buffs down. How much is red team going to be able to do with this Baron buff? I mean, the wave's in a great spot. There's a huge amount of caster minions here. I'm guessing that they're going to crack the inhibitor tower, if not the inhibitor itself. What do you think?
I think they should probably try pushing other lanes too, but it does look like Nautilus is going to the top lane there. Yeah, I imagine the mid lane is probably not the target they want to go for because there's still an extra tower. But yeah, they're definitely not going to get the inhibitor yet. Yeah, the Jhin is already backing away.
Yeah, but here comes the teleport from the Garen into the bot lane. He does not have the Baron buff, but at 3-1 and 4 with the finished Trinity Force, Phantom Dancer, and Berserker's Greaves, he's got a lot of movement speed, and he's very hard to deal with. Though, and there goes the Mountain Soul for the red team. Yeah, I mean, 2 Baron buffs left. The Mountain Soul, Nocturne blows his ult, probably just to kind of stop any kind of steal attempt, just to ensure that they get that Mountain Soul, since it's going to last the whole rest of the game.
So Nocturne was just using the nearsightedness of his ult. Is that what you're suggesting?
That's my read on it, because he didn't go in on anybody. Hypnotic Toxin looks like it's going to be caught out by the Nautilus here. Eats the Malzahar. He'll go Scott Tong in, EQ combo. The Misfortune ult goes out. The Garen's on top of her. It's not quite taking enough damage. Looks like the Misfortune is able to cut away with the help of the Blast Cone, but Master Yi and Leona have gone down, and no one is dead on the red team. This might be the final push. Looks like they still have plenty of Mountain Dragon shields. Dandelion forced to use the ult to clear the wave. Nocturne cut under tower. Are they going to have the damage? Yes, definitely MJ is able to pick up the shutdown. Here's the Garen under tower. The ult's able to shut down Dandelion. Is he going to look for more? Here comes out the Jhin ult, and the Garen is able to finish him off. Meanwhile, the Jhin ult is chunking down poor Maokai, and then the spin to win almost finishes him off, but actually a Q auto attack follows the flash. And there's still some Baron buffs. There are some Mountain Dragon buffs. Only the Nocturne is down, and the red team is pushing in here. 3 on League of 10,000 Lakes still dead. It's going to be 16 seconds before they have a full team. And their wave clear is not in great shape right now. Leona and Master Yi just don't quite have the wave clear for this situation. I think this might be it.
Yeah, I don't see much that they're going to be able to do here. Even Yi goes down, along with the Leona.
Yeah, definitely MJ and Dandelion are back up. Looking to score some kills for charity here. We've already got 6 points tonight. See if we can get a few more. Here comes up the MJ ult for Charity. Shut down on the Malzahar. Nice work, everybody. They are gamely defending the Nexus. Looks like the Nautilus is going to be rooted up. Come on, let's get this one for Charity. Oh, yeah, root him.
Get him. Their peel has just been so good. This whole red team has been getting away with slivers of HP. This whole game.
Yeah, but looks like our team is running. Here comes the Nocturnal, going to be able to take down the Maokai. Jin zoning 4 of our team members by himself. But here goes in the Master. He's going to be able to shut down. He flashes away from the Nocturne to get under a tower. Here's the Garrett. He's spinning, but he's rooted up by Dandelion. Hypnotic Toxin fighting under the tower. Looks like Scat Tog is going to go down. The Leonel comes out, but this is not quite enough damage. Definitely MJ is able to get away. Next is about to go down. Can we get one more cleanup kill? No. Misfortune's going to be the one to go down. Here comes the teleport coming out from the Malzahar. BM teleport. Unnecessary. I guess maybe it was coming from base. But League of 10,000 Lakes loses that one, unfortunately. But good work getting those 7 points for Charity. Glad that you stuck through it till the end. Looks like they're in the scouting phase, so we're going to jump back to their stream to see what's going on. Justin, I'm going to try to turn you up a little bit.
It could just be that I wasn't actually saying much at the end there. Not sure. Binbic. Do you think, is it because I'm too quiet, like in volume, or too quiet in number of words spoken?
So Google Chrome is turned up as high as it can go, which is what you're coming through. So you might want to turn up your mic.
I will see if I can do that.
Yeah, you already sound a little bit louder.
I didn't change anything.
Placebo effect.
Audio.
It's strong. Oh, it looks like this stream has ended. My bad. There we go. So yeah, good work by League of 10,000 Lakes, raising some money for higher heights already. You can look at the post-game stats for that one on League of Graphs. Yeah, the red team just started with a big gold advantage and kept on rolling it.
Wow. Yeah. First blood in the bot lane, then another early kill in the 2 kills in the river there early, and then just weren't ever able to kind of claw their way back.
Yep. Jin with a huge amount of damage. 25,000. It looks like definitely MJ and Garen had quite a bit at 15,000, but Jin just really outdoing them, ending that game 8-0 and 16. So really good play by the Jin.
Yeah, I think a big factor there was the Yi with the damage being so low. You really need the Yi to be able to kind of queue on a whole bunch of people and be a little bit more impactful there. So I think that really hurts the blue team.
Yeah, he just didn't have the time necessary to scale up, unfortunately. Yep. And I wonder if we'll see the Master Yi again tonight. There are 4 games tonight. It's not something I see Hypnotic Toxin play a lot. I'm more familiar with his Jarvan, his Echo, and I really like. I mean, he's a great player all around, but some of his Jarvan play, especially how it allowed him to be so proactive early, I really liked, and the fearless way that he played as Jarvan. So I'm curious to see if he brings that out or something with a little bit more proactivity for the next game.
Yeah, I wonder if they picked Yi to counter pick a potential pick for their enemy, so they kind of use it as a strategic draft choice. And maybe that's why they went with Yi. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it could be. I think the U was picked after the Nocturne, right? So maybe they felt like that was a good matchup into Nocturne. I mean, I'm not sure like how that.
First.
Yeah. We can take a look at Nocturne and see if Yi is a counter. According to League of Graphs, no, but so much of this is also, that's just the general sense, and
right.
maybe they
Makes
felt like specifically they liked that matchup, and that's what matters often.
We might have to ask in the follow-up interview after the tournament if that
Yeah,
happens.
that's right.
I'm going to take this opportunity to take a break for myself. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah, everyone, they're going to be scouting still for a while, so we'll be talking about the draft soon. Um, and then between the draft and the game, there'll be like another little short break. So both those are good times to go to the bathroom, grab snacks, donate to Higher Heights Leadership Fund. It's a great cause. I'm donating 50 cents for every point that our team scores. So, let's see, I think, yeah, I'm already donating 350, and I'm hoping to donate a whole lot more. I count as points every kill, every tower and building destroyed, and then every epic monster slain on the part of our team. So already raised some money and looking forward to giving a lot more of my money to this organization. So please join me, even if you don't want to necessarily pledge an amount per point. If you just want to donate a flat amount, would love that. And share in the Twitch chat if you do to encourage other people to also donate.
Yeah, Binbeck, I didn't get it. I don't remember the early game at all, but or not at all, but much. But I don't think I remember seeing Yi um, threatening a top gank at all. So yeah, I wonder if they would have kind of just played some of those early laning phases a little differently. How the game could have turned out. Like hindsight, right? Maybe at one point the bot lane just looked juicier, or Yi was in a better place to go to the bot lane for whatever reason, and it's hard to say.
Yeah, the jungle is so difficult to play, especially if you're not like really coordinated on, when the jungler wants to back, when the laners want to back. So a lot of times the jungler is just kind of at the mercy of what their teammates are doing, whether or not they're pushed in or they're pushing, whether or not their teammates have an item advantage at that point. That's the kind of thing that even pro teams struggle with. You hear the casters talk about that at even the world's competition. That even some of the best junglers in the world sometimes still just like quite aren't on the same page with their laners about how to coordinate that kind of thing. So it's just really difficult. Yeah. Binbick with a really a good point, which we just kind of hinted at the draft, but he typed it out really nicely in chat. Just that like both want to farm early, so it's like hard for Master Yi to put pressure on the Nocturne because both of them really just want to farm up. But the problem is that the power spike for the Nocturne just comes so much quicker with that level 6. And then of course the I would say that Master Yi scales up so much more, but that's just a lot of game where the Nocturne is able to kind of just unlock his win condition, which is farming to 6, before the Master Yi can interact with him at all. Because even once Master Yi hits 6, yeah, it's like not like the Master Yi suddenly can fight the Nocturne really easily or has as much impact as the Nocturne. So League of 10,000 Lakes just kind of had it was like a big ask on the part of the laners to kind of like drag that game out long enough, and with an aggressive lane like Jhin, Nautilus, it's just really difficult to um not survive that lane if they're not getting punished with ganks. So
And
it's
one thing that you pointed out in the mid late game is the number of control wards that the red team had set up. And I wonder if maybe that was the reason why Yi couldn't get off any ganks was because the red team was just able to control vision so well that Yi could never sneak in and get in, get one of those quick signature Yi ganks.
Yeah, that's a really great point. The mid game vision control is great. It'd be interesting to, if we had interns that we could summon to bring up clips for us, it'd be interesting to look at the vision control in the early game and see whether or not that was similar. If they were just like really denying the Master Yi his gank paths, and making it hard for him to interact. I mean, I know that we also saw the Nocturne stealing camps. I don't think he invaded that much. I don't think he invaded at all pre 6, but definitely once they had established some lane dominance, it was difficult for the Master to even farm his own camps.
I was focusing more on what the other team was banning. The other team
Hmm.
definitely was banning against certain players, but I didn't see what 10K Lakes was really doing.
Yeah, you can see the bans right here at the bottom. They don't scale up very well no matter how much I zoom in, but looks like 10K banned like three, like 2.5 mid laners, 2.5 supports, and a top laner, depending on how you count the Swain. I didn't look in the scouting phase super closely, so I'm not sure who the Swain was aimed at. But yeah, it looks like there was some effort made to try to provide a favorable matchup for mid lane, certainly, and then potentially to try to um, turn the bot lane. I mean, Morgana really good against a lot of the engaged supports that Scott Tong wants to play. So that was too bad. And and ultimately, we talked a lot about the jungle, but as a jungler, I also want to say, like, when all of your lanes are like, getting solo killed or like getting double killed, which was happening like without that assistance of the Nocturne, like the game is just really hard, and it's like that's like not a knock on the laners. It was just like a hard game all around for everybody. And so I don't want the impression to be that like, oh, like, this Master Yi pick was asking too much or like, it wasn't played well enough. Like it's hard to play any jungler when you have like big mismatches in novel lanes.
And so with the amount that the red team or the blue team lost by, there's not one thing that went wrong. There were a lot of things that went wrong. So I think that we'll have trouble pinpointing a specific thing because it was just a culmination of a lot of things.
Yeah, yeah. And all of these champions are things that our players are super comfortable on. It's not like, I mean, I think maybe with the exception of um Scott or definitely MJ getting pushed off so many of his first picks. Um, it's like these are champions that our players are experienced on, and sometimes you play something that you're really good at and comfortable on, and the other team is just better. And there's not much you can do. You play at your best. I mean, they had some good team fights. They had some good shutdowns. I think that they were looking at the right times to fight. Trying to fight after power spikes and being careful about when they took those fights. To League of 10,000 like credit, it didn't feel like there were a ton of times when I was saying, oh, like, this person's just caught out of position and they're dead. You know, uh, it felt like they were mostly dying in team fights that they made a decision to take, and it didn't turn out that they won them, but they weren't just like out of position, disrespecting the lead, and getting killed for free.
Yeah, I think that was more true mid to early game. I feel like there were some places where, um, at the near the later stages of the game, that the lead was not being respected as
You think
much
so?
as it probably should have been.
Okay.
Um,
Do you have a specific? Well, I guess like without being able to pull up the replay, it's like kind of.
yeah, I
Um,
specifically remember not Hook just pulling. I don't remember who it was, and just pulling someone out, and then all of a sudden, like that was it. And
sure.
there was like no chance for like a team to engage, so it was a pretty clean pick there. So yeah, I don't think it was like. I mean, and that'll happen at the end of a game or when you're kind of behind, is you kind of need to be a little bit in a riskier positions in order to try to gain some ground back.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to, yeah, pick a moment to try to kind of. It's like the other team has momentum, and you got to pick a place to kind of like plant your feet and try to push the momentum back the other way. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
I wonder if they got a forfeit or something. Oh no, I just completely caster cursed them. Uh, I was just like asking that, and then the other team forfeited. Wow. Okay, I
Uh,
apologize. That was obviously my fault, and I should never have suggested that it was possible that there could be a forfeit.
the timing of that was miraculous.
Yeah, I should try to use my powers for good instead of evil.
Wow. I was
That's
like,
really
no, they're
unfortunate.
still just waiting, and then boom, opponent has
Yeah,
withdrawn.
yeah. It just felt like it was taking too long.
Oh man.
Okay, that's a shame.
are we going to do in the meantime? I already suck at small talk, and we have done a lot of it.
Yeah, we're the post. We're really stretching the bounds of our capability for post game analysis here.
I'm a high bronze player. Like I'm not trying to pretend to be some effing expert here. I'm like well beyond my skill level. I'm talking mostly from my behind and not my brain at this point.
Well, we could just like watch a replay of a warm up game. That doesn't seem good. We could just take a break from the stream and relaunch it later after their next match goes live. Um,
I have an idea.
okay,
Keep
I'm
the
here
stream
for
up.
it.
Just
Okay,
pull up a notepad document or a Word document that says opponent forfeit waiting for so if anyone joins they like get a message that shows like what's going on and they don't just see that you're offline.
sure. Yeah, it's like there is something happening eventually.
Right.
That's a good idea. I like it.
Unless there's a
Um,
specific reason you wanted to shut it down. I'm sure that's fine too.
no,
I did
that's
I,
fine.
I did just see two new people join who are going to be super excited for the content that's about to follow.
For me, looking for how I can make the prettiest, quickest note in Open Office Writer for
Google Drive, Google Docs.
I think Open Office has like nicer features for this, like nicer custom font effects. I don't know.
I'm inclined to believe you. I'm not
It's
I'm not an expert on any of those sorts of services.
it it's already open, so that's like a very strong point in its favor.
Uh, so for you folks watching, I think there's about 6 of you. The League of 10,000 Lakes' next opponent, the second opponent, has just forfeit. So we have around a 25 to 40 minute break here that we were just going to put up a kind of an away message, and we might be around saying a few things here and there, but we'll largely be taking a break until the next match. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joseph.
No, I think that is a very, very succinct explanation of what's going on. Someone in chat says, "Hello, how are you? I have seen your Soupy89 Twitch channel."
Yeah, that's a strange message.
It
Awesome content.
yeah, I like the fact that they are quoting the name of the channel word for word.
I am
Uh,
certain that this is a real person and not some sort of a robot.
yeah, that's this feels genuine. This feels
Yeah,
like a true fan who has convinced me that I should go pro.
and they're about to give you some free overlays.
Awesome. I'm sure that whatever link that they direct me to in order to get my free overlay will be really reliable and safe.
It's just going to be on their Twitch. Actually, I think they probably are soliciting for real designs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and this is just like their marketing bot that they've sent out.
yeah, that's my guess. Because they sent you over your the Twitch profile, which is like a little more legit than just a random link in potentially. I'm clicking on it.
Sure. Oh wow, you're taking the dive, huh?
Let's see here. About.
I cannot find a font I like for the life of me.
Well, instead of that, then maybe you should just ban this person for
How do,
now.
how do how do I do that?
I don't know.
There's click to reply. I don't want to reply. I want to
I
get
also
this
have that option.
joker out of here. Quick actions. My
If you click
chat.
if you click on their name, maybe I have option to add friend and whisper, but I'm I'm just as equally a viewer as the rest of the viewers. There we go. Good job.
Did I do it? Did I bring down the ban hammer?
All of their messages are deleted, so I'm assuming you did.
Okay, if that was a true fan, I am sorry, but it seems like you weren't. So, bye.
Well, you just banned them, so you were literally speaking to no one. Like your
Um,
apology felt upon not only deaf but banned ears.
fell upon banned ears. Okay. Well, good point. Don't spare any words for the band, you know? They am I the first person to realize that banned and damned are rhyme? Like someone must have used that at this point,
There
right?
just aren't that many people rapping about the internet where those sorts of things would come up. But I'm sure there's a song that utilizes that feature of those words.
Um, okay, so after talking about how Open Office Writer has better like text features, it's gonna be real ugly. But trying to figure out where to put this. Okay, here. I don't want to like block the senior or the higher heights too much. I want people to see that still.
I would change the view from here from like page view to um, the other type of view, and you can crank the font, and then it'll take up more of the space.
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about the web layout.
Yeah, and then and you can crank the size, and then there we
Oh
go.
yeah. Oh yeah, this is real internet right here.
There, it's effective messaging.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I would also suggest giving them a time. Anyone who chimes in. So like, will we be back around what, like 7:20 Central? I don't know.
Let's be a little pessimistic. I've been soured by this forfeit, and now I don't believe in goodness in the world anymore. It doesn't take much to sour me.
Wow,
I was
that's brutal.
already on the verge of cynicism, complete cynicism, and my trip to nihilism is now complete.
they uh they get a win for it, so that's good. Although the charity points do not, I think, technically hinge on winning. They hinge
No,
on
yeah, it's the
in-game
point spread.
actions.
Maybe I'll average them. Maybe I'll average them across the games.
And then multiply by 4, or what it would be.
Right, yeah, just like assume that they scored the average points in the second game that they did for the other three.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Because what I did last time was I counted the Chicago Bulls points.
Those two games, right?
Yeah, because I cast them while they were on break for the forfeit. Um, let's see. Oh, completely off topic. Did you hear that apparently Miley Cyrus has a really great cover of the Britney Spears song "Give Me More" or "Gimme More," I should say. Are you familiar with that song or either of those people?
I am not. Well, yeah, I'm familiar with both of those people.
Okay. So the song it was like already quite good. It's already like a great Britney song. And then Miley Cyrus covering it, I'm pretty excited about. I'm not sure if Twitch would let me play it. It might like it probably violates the TOS for me to like play it on the stream.
Yes, it does.
Okay, well I'm not gonna do that. Maybe we can all agree to go listen to it, all the viewers, the casters, in a break, and then we can talk about it. And that way, if there's like further delays, then we'll have a source of conversation.
You should paste a YouTube link in chat so we can all go to the same video.
That is a good idea. You know what? That's a great idea.
I've been on the internet once or twice.
You're not a stranger to the internet.
No, no, I'm much better at the internet than I am at League by like a lot.
Okay, so I apparently am really bad at the internet because in order to find the video, I just typed in Miley Cyrus into YouTube, like no title of the song, not the word cover, just Miley Cyrus. So apparently I could use some internet lessons.
If you click on news, then and if it's a new cover, then it might actually show up. Yeah, there it is. Miley Cyrus covered Britney Spears "Give Me More."
Yeah,
Oh, it was a MTV Unplugged appearance.
yeah. Is it recent? Like, was this filmed during COVID, do you think? When was it uploaded? Oh yeah,
October
16th of
16th
October.
is when this article is from.
Oh yeah, and actually, so the description in the YouTube video is Miley Cyrus and the Social Distancers perform a cover of "Give Me More" by Britney Spears, unplugged on Miley Cyrus backyard sessions. So is Miley Cyrus like in a bubble with her band? Is that what I'm taking away from this?
I think you're taking away more than intended. but I'm not sure.
I mean, if they don't give me enough information, how can I do anything other than draw my own conclusions?
I don't think it's wrong for you to draw your own conclusions, but I think your own conclusions were wrong, I guess.
So you have a better conclusion based on the information given?
No, I'm choosing the middle path, which is no
Sticking your head in the
conclusion.
sand
Yes.
to 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 learn nothing from what you hear and see.
That's not no. You can still learn
You
without then like extrapolating, right?
can learn without
She's rocking kind of
extrapolating.
a Britney-ish look. I can't go that. Kinda.
The font, this font and styling is making me very sad about what's on the stream right now, because the styling of the text is very cool. It's what I wanted OpenOffice to provide me without any work on my part, but apparently that was too
Oh,
much
you're
to
talking about
ask.
like the opening Miley Cyrus Presents or whatever?
Yeah, yeah, it just has like Miley Cyrus backyard sessions, and it looks really cool. It's kind of like synth wavy. It's kind of like 80s. It feels like maybe it could be like, in the Terminator opening credits or something like that.
People get paid a lot of money to design that kind of stuff, and they're not doing it in open office. Like those are like professional tools to do a lot of that stuff.
But don't you think that there could be, at least be like something like 60% as good in OpenOffice?
Yeah, I would say this is about 60% as good.
This is like 2% as good.
I'm not necessarily seeing the appeal in this song.
No? Okay, well maybe you need to go listen to the original too. More homework. All right, I'm gonna go off the stream for a second to refill my water,
Sounds
and
good.
eat and listen to this song, so I have something to talk about, and then I will be back. Uh, maybe a little bit. Maybe I'll even take a more extended break, a little bit closer to 7:30.
Yeah, sounds good.
Um,
I'm gonna hop off and talk to my wife, and I'll be back
so,
at around 7:30 as well.
sounds good. I'll see you then.
Bye, everybody. See you in a bit.
See you soon. Okay, we are back live on the Twitch stream, and we are about to see another game from League of 10,000 Lakes. They had a forfeit in the second match, so they are now 1-1. For purposes of points scored for donating to charity, we're going to be averaging out their total points over the 3 games they do play, and then assuming they played or scored that many points in the second game.
Joseph, I'm wondering if you can't clean up the stream a bit with Discord in the background.
That is not me. That
Oh,
is Cole.
oh, I see. So you're just showing what Cole is showing.
Exactly. This is a full screen
Ah,
stream of Cole's screen.
I see.
Say that 10 times fast.
Cole chose to stream his whole screen,
Cole's
or
screen is wholly streamed.
I should say Dandelion or
Dandelion.
Lux from the last game.
That's right. So this is scouting phase. Which bands are you liking?
Ah, Fizz. Wait,
I don't see a Fizz here.
I don't even see
This
Fizz.
might be the other team. This might be the non-Fizz team.
Hmm. I don't see Senna. Like then Senna, but I don't see Senna on here either.
Okay. Well, just based on what we see here, let's just assume
All
that
right. Sorry. I'm sorry.
this is the information we have.
um, 57 win rate with a 5.7 KDA on Zach on Iswitwa uh stands out.
Yeah, over 210 games it looks like. That's a lot.
Yes. I would also focus on the gold 2 player um to try to like winnow down their champion pools. Ooh, or you could just really target the two. This is mean, but a strategy. You could target the bronze players and really try to dig deeper into their champion pools because maybe their third champion is way worse than maybe a gold player's third champion. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's not a friendly thing to do, but I think that like your chance of pinching a bronze player and making it so that their lane just doesn't matter is actually much higher than your ability to meaningfully
Right.
pinch a gold player, unless it's very clear that's like a gold one trick.
Right. And and we're not this is Clash. This is like the highest level of competition. We aren't necessarily here to have the friendliest of games. The goal is to like compete at the highest level. So I say we should pull out all the stops here.
Yeah, I agree. Like you shouldn't say like mean things in chat, but like I think, doing the thing that is competitively the best for our team, even if that means someone on their team doesn't have a super fun game, is well within the confines of like what Clash is about.
Correct. So like cheese them in a bush early game, but then don't laugh at them if it works.
Right. Or at least like not in chat to their face. Quote
Right.
to their face.
Right.
I mean, I feel like I've laughed a lot at teams that were rolling, but like, out loud, like a literal laugh, but not like typing in chat like I am
Haha.
laughing at your
You suck.
misfortune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
FF15. Haha.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think I've ever told anyone to forfeit ever.
No.
Um,
No. That would be real BM.
yeah,
I kind of like
not
the
about.
Darius ban. He's just a strong character in general.
Mhm.
Um, and he was recently played. I think they lost though. So right now you can see Dandelion chose to hover Shen because Scott Tong, Scott Tong is a prolific Shen player, but he's not playing top, so he definitely won't be actually picking Shen. Uh, so Dandelion is just trying to draw a Shen ban.
Could be. I mean, you could play Shen support, but maybe Scott Tong doesn't do that. Looks like the Senna band being aimed at Hypnotic Toxin, Vel'Koz band being aimed at Dandelion. Meanwhile, League of 10,000 Lakes firing back with the Mordekaiser band, the Darius band. Yeah,
Called it.
Darius band's great.
Called
Darius
that
band's
one.
great.
Wonderful to see a Samira ban. She's so new and just kind of like just frustrating to play against champs that are really new because they tend to come out overpowered in general.
Yeah, although I think we're rooting for the Samira to come through, or to get through the ban phase, because I think definitely MJ would play that if it was free.
Yep, there's a Shen ban.
Yeah, and then the Zac ban, which we were talking about earlier during the scouting
Mhm.
phase, so I'm pretty happy with this. Zac gets so hard to kill later in the game, especially when his passive is up. Let's see what's their priority pick here. So looks like the other team, who will actually be the blue team, this round since they had first pick. Looks like they're first picking Leona, which is good. I mean, it's a strong laning champion. It's a denial pick, but I am curious to see if they get punished for this. If Scott Tong goes Brand, looks like the priority's put on the Caitlyn, which I'm really happy about. Let's get definitely MJ on one of his top couple champions. The Misfortune was fine, but his Caitlyn is really quite good.
I wonder if they prioritize the whole bot lane and kind of go Kate ban, Kate and then Brand to round out the bot picks, since they know that they're going to be going against Leona.
Yeah, and it
Well,
doesn't give that much away, right? Because it's then like they can't be counterpicked. Wow, a Nami coming through for Scott Tong. I don't know if I've ever seen him play Nami before. Obviously, really good peel from the Leona with both the Q and the ult. So, interesting pick here. It's not something I saw coming. Dandelion's wife, City Mouse, be happy to see Nami the fish in the game. Her most played champion by a lot. Looks like they lock in Tristanis. Yeah, bot lane's all locked in. Looks like blue team's gonna take Vi as their jungler. Leona Tristana is super aggressive. Excuse me, bot lane.
yeah,
Especially if
Tristana
Tristana
has a
takes
huge
Hail of
engage. Leona
Blades.
has a huge engage. I'd be scared of that.
Yeah, it looks like they do lock the Vi. And then Warwick for the Hypnotic Toxin, which I think, Warwick is such a great generalist. I mean, he kind of covers a lot of bases.
Yeah,
Doesn't lock them into one particular comp yet.
yeah, Warwick can just do so much. Um, Solos a lot of objectives, really good ganks. Can take a little bit of beating because of his passive heal.
hmm Yeah, it looks like the first ban coming through for 10k against the blue team is going to be the Morgana.
Were they
Which is
expecting a
interesting.
Morgana mid, perhaps?
Yeah, that could be. Maybe in the scouting phase we didn't quite notice that. Maybe they're running Morgana mid. Blue team running the old Ivern ban, even though the Warwick has been locked in.
Even the jungler was already picked. That was a
Is that just
mistake.
like full BM? What do you think?
I think that was just a mistake.
You think it was like a misclick?
Or just they just didn't like they had Ivern high on the list and decided to ban them. Even though the jungler was already picked. We've done that
Sure,
before in my previous Clash games. Like we've had someone really high on the list to ban and
sure.
just neglected to. Looks like they did ban Brand, thinking that Brand might be in the mid lane, but that is not the case for this team.
Yeah, I don't know. Their last two bans are pretty suspect coming out of the blue team, so
We'll probably see Lux
we'll see
again.
how it works.
Oh, I'm wrong.
Yeah, yeah, Annie kind of fits
Yeah,
in. I mean, it's looking a little bit more like a pick comp with Annie and Warwick now. I mean, Annie can be good in a team fight too, if she lands like a really big bear stun. So I mean, I guess I could still go either way because I mean, Warwick and Annie both really good in pick comps. Nami and Annie really good in team fights. So I think a lot of this will hinge on what they lock in for the top lane. I mean, Maokai is left open for Magic Attack Gecko. So, and I think that's his most played champion. So I'd be surprised to not see the Maokai here, although maybe he wasn't happy with how that went last game. So we'll see. Cho'Gath locked in for the blue team. Big scale and top laner. They're looking pretty chunky with the front line, or Orianna locked in for the mid lane.
Time Warp Tonic and Cookies means that Annie's likely going to go Corrupting Potion again for a aggressive early start.
Mm, yeah. And it looks like the Trundle is actually locked in for Magic Attack Gecko here. So um, haven't played played as or against Trundle top in a long time. So I'm not sure how that matchup goes into Cho. I mean, Magic Master's ult is Magic Attack Gecko's ult is very good against Cho. Draining his resistances, and making Trundle tankier while shredding the Cho'Gath. I'm not sure what the pre-6 matchup looks like.
Yeah, I don't see their damage is going to come mainly from Annie and Kate. Is that what we're expecting from TKL 10K Lakes here?
That's a good question. I mean, Trundle certainly can do a lot of damage with the right build, so I think a lot of that will depend on where the jungle attention goes to. But you're right. I mean, if the jungle attention and the mid lane roams are focused bot, that probably means that unless Trundle just solo kills Cho'Gath a couple times, that Trundle's not getting super fed, which means that he will. Yeah, you're right. I mean, a lot of the damage will just come from Caitlyn and Annie, who can certainly put out the damage. So it's not an unreasonable conceit for the team. And we are on the delay. So I will jump into spectate, but good time to grab a snack, go to the bathroom. Meanwhile, if you haven't already donated to the Higher Heights Foundation, or the Higher Heights Leadership Fund, I really recommend it. We have 2 minutes on the spectator delay. I'll throw that up here. And I am going to run to the bathroom quick and be right back.
The reason for the spectator delay is if we were able to spectate in real time, we can see the whole map and we can see what every person is doing. So then we could um, relay that information to our friends or the people that we're rooting for and make the experience unfair experience. So Riot institutes this wait period, so that way what we're seeing is a little bit delayed. So any information that we might share with uh, our our friends wouldn't really be very valuable because it'll be like 2.5 minutes old. I think I'm going to stand up and stretch for 30 seconds. I'll be right back too.
And I am back. Tell me what you see, Justin. Oh, excuse me.
All right, I'm back and I'm pumped.
All right, we are back. Tell me what you see, Justin.
I noticed that Cole is actually streaming, but we should not watch that.
Yeah, I think that, that'll just like kind of tell us, it's like then we have to like go back to the beginning once we like get back off the delay. So I figure we
Right.
can just look at the compositions and talk about that a little bit.
Yes. Sorry. I feel like Orianna mid lane focus, because that's kind of where my bread and butter is. Orianna likes to kind of let the pace of the game go along, and just kind of likes to be in lane, likes to kind of farm up. She's not super excited to roam usually. I really don't know Annie that well. I feel like her passive makes her pretty strong early on because her passive kicks in right away. But I'm not totally sure. I'd be worried about if the game goes on too long and letting Orianna farm up too much. So if I were Annie, I'd want to kind of get started pretty quickly.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Looks like there might be an invade. Oh no, Dandelion caught out, has to flash away. Early heal from definitely MJ, but it's gotta be enough to stop him. He's stunned up, and first blood goes over to Vi.
Wow.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Not quite able to get away from that one. Unfortunate start for League of 10,000 Lakes, but something they can definitely recover from.
Still has all the corrupting pods. So, and it was on Vi, right? Assists though to everyone else. Wow, they took everyone.
Really spreading the gold around.
Yeah.
Which 150 gold over 4 people, you know, I mean, that's not like they can even each buy an extra potion for that, you know.
Right. And Vi didn't go back to buy.
She did. Yeah, she's got a hunter's machete. Yeah.
Oh, the machete.
Well, yeah, or an extra hunter's talisman because she would start with machete. Looks like pretty standard jungle pathing here. Both starting bot side, looking for those healthy leashes.
Warwick's gank at 3 is pretty good, so I'd be looking to see partial clear from Warwick on the red side, and then looking for a gank opportunity.
Yeah.
Red is winning this trade early on here a little bit on the bot lane with Tristana running a potion, I think, or no, Leona running a potion.
Yeah, it's kind of what we're hoping to see here. Into the double range, into the ranged melee matchup. Oh, looks like some early trading from Cho'Gath and Trundle. Not too serious. We do have to watch. It looks like Leona has hit level 2, and that's a notable power spike for Leona, as she can then do her full EQ combo. So we might be looking for an engage here. There it is, EQ combo onto Nami, but Nami drops the bubble. Leona able to walk around it, ignite onto the Nami. It's ticking down, but the Tristana is not in range. And it looks like there will not be enough follow-up. Tristana notably on the lethal tempo keystone, as opposed to Hail of Blades, which gives her more early burst damage. Looks like there might be a gank coming in from Vi here. She charges in, but doesn't hit the Q, and Trundle's able to flash away. So kind of a sloppy engage there by Vi, just like not connecting at all with kind of a key ability. So Trundle does have to flash away, but that could have easily been a kill for blue side.
Yeah, I'm happy with how that turned out.
Yeah, and looks like there might. No, it looks like Hypnotic Toxin not interested in contesting the Scuttle. The Scuttle's going to go over to blue side.
Orianna like just backed in mid. That seems like a really early back. Wonder if there was some trading that we might have missed. Orianna going for a double Doran's Ring start, which is like a really aggressive start that I'm not sure why she would choose to do that. The only reason I can think of is because Annie was putting on a whole bunch of damage early.
Yeah, maybe it's just a way to try to kind of sustain through the early game against Annie, since Annie does have a 10 CS lead on her. And looks like Cole's gonna pick up that early dark skill to combo with the corrupting potion. So we'll see if they're able to pay that off. Little trading the top lane. Trundle's get hit by the Q this time, but Cho'Gath doesn't have very much mana. Knock up from the Trundle E is gonna drive Cho'Gath away. Trundle might have been able to turn on that trade potentially. With Cho'Gath on no mana, but I'm not totally sure. The wave position might not have been good. Looks like Vi looking for the lane gank here. EQ combo onto definitely MJ. The heal's going to come out. Scott Tong forced to flash away, but the E from the Tristana is ticking down, and the E explodes, killing him, and the return auto attack from Caitlyn not going to be enough Caitlyn taking too much damage and too much peel from the Leona and able to get a return kill onto the Tristana. 2 kills the blue side.
I'd like to take a look at the mid lane if you could. Seems like Annie has Orianna pushed back again, which is a really good place for Annie to be because Orianna it can be hard to see us under tower, especially for some of these mages early on in the game. Although they're not quite under tower here, so really we're in a freeze situation, so that's bad for Annie.
Yeah, it looks like there's a couple extra minions in the mid lane, so Annie might be able to actually get it to push into her, because yeah, it looks like there's extra casters here on the blue side right now.
Oh yeah, Orianna made up that CS lead, and then some.
She has, but she's, yeah, sacrificed the wave control. Looks like this blue wave is going to push into Annie, and Orianna's going to be kind of hung out to dry in the middle of the lane here. We'll see if we can do something with it.
So your Warwick is right now bot side near Wolves. Looks like it might be pathing towards mid lane.
Yeah, is there going to be a fight here? Looks like they're starting up the dragon, Leona and Vi. Here comes Warwick and Nami, but definitely MJ has to take the long way around. Looks like the Orianna is collapsing, but Dandelion's not coming. Hypnotic Toxin goes in, he's taking up the dragon aggro, but looks like they're going to pull off. They force the Vi to go out the back.
I think that was
where did the Vi go?
Prevent them from taking the dragon right there.
Yeah, looks like this might be a 4-person fight over Crab. Vi's gonna be forced to use her Q to try to get over the wall, but she's just not very good at using that ability. It doesn't look like she just fails to go over the wall and dies for free. Now, League of 10,000 Lakes looking to secure this Baron with a teleport play from Trundle. They might be looking for a little bit more than that. Orianna has 6. They're gonna have to watch out for the Shockwave. Knock up from Cho'Gath onto the Trundle. Hypnotic Toxin still trying to focus the dragon, but the team fight's already started. Shockwave goes on, but it doesn't quite enough damage. No one's got down on either side. Couple important ults out. Looks like they're trying to chase down the Tristana. Tristana's gonna fall. First death in this team fight. Oh no, looks like they also picked up the Cho'Gath while I wasn't looking. Looks like this fear might be enough to pick up the Leona. She's fleeing under tower, and Magic Attack Gecko has picked up the kill. And big heal from Hypnotic Toxin to be able to tank the turret damage. That's now 4 kills for 10k.
This is a start that we were looking for here. Not necessarily that they're like gonna run away with it, but I feel like after their first game, that having a little confidence boost will go a long way.
Absolutely.
Getting a plate early is just going to add to their enjoyment. Will help them maybe reach their next item. 4 people backing here bot though. Wondering. Orianna's also backing mid. Yeah, sorry. I'll just put it in my mouth closer.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. That's the the kind of early lead that really hoping to get in these games. You don't always need it, but in terms of scaling, blue side is running Orianna and Cho'Gath, which are both great scaling champions. Now Trundle will mitigate the scaling of the Cho because of how the ult shreds his resistances, and but they don't really have a scaling option on 10k that really matches the Ori. So I think looking to generate those early advantages, this early 1000 gold lead is really good. Vi misses another Q. What is she doing on this champion? I do not understand what her game plan is here.
Nami hits a bubble. Oh. I think right now the red team is happy to just kind of have this wave stuck right here, hoping to set up a freeze. Looks like they'll be able to.
Yeah, it makes them very vulnerable to the Warwick gank. Looks like there might be a confrontation here in the Rift Herald pit. Warwick has already started up. Looks like the Orianna's collapsing. It's 2v1 in the pit. Warwick suppresses the Vi, but he eats both the Orianna ult and the Vi ult. Is going to go down. No rotation from Trundle or Annie, unfortunately. Looks like Annie might be coming to clean up. No, it looks like the call is just going to be for her to ward and shove the lane in. So that's 1 kill over to the blue team.
Yeah, it looks like Trundle is pushed against the tower, just trying to keep up with CS there in the top lane. And Annie maybe was also trying to CS or didn't notice in time.
Yeah, Annie very immobile, and with her flash down, very scary to walk into the jungle like that. EQ combo onto the Nami. Nami peels away with the Q. Nami flashes away. Looks like the Dandelion might be coming in for the roam, but he's going to walk on this blue ward. They are going to see it. Looks like the call might be for the blue team to drop the Rift Herald mid. Yep, that's what it looks like. They know that Dandelion is roam mid, so here comes a big charge off the Rift Herald to get take some plates. Not much Hypnotic Toxin can do about it. He is able to stop it from doing too much damage, but that's a lot of plate gold onto Vi and Ahri. Looks like the Vi wants to collapse. The Tristano's also up here from the mid lane, and Leona's coming up too. Hypnotic Toxin running away from the jungler and the AD carry. It's going to get picked off. Is there going to be follow-up from League of 10,000 Lakes? The Orianna is pretty low, but I don't know if the follow-up is there. The Nami ult doesn't hit anybody. Tristana is in. She's in on the Nami. Definitely MJ is kiting towards the blue side of the map to get hit by the Shockwave, and they're going to pick up Definitely MJ as well. That's 2 for 0 for blue. And a nice bubble from Scott Tong. Almost peels him away, but the EQ combo from Leona is going to make him the 3rd to fall in this fight.
The red team really just kind of got split up in an awkward fashion. They weren't able to really fight as a team there, so I think that's what gave blue team the advantage in that skirmish.
Yeah, that's right. It's just they were pinched in an unfortunate way, and this Vi, who I haven't been super impressed with based on pure mechanics, is now 3-1-3. So that might actually be kind of a boon for League of 10,000 Lakes if a less skilled player on the blue team is the recipient of all this gold.
I'm hesitant to lean too heavily on the less skilled
And nice little pick on part of League of 10,000 Lakes to put that gold, some of that gold right back in their pocket.
Yeah, then Annie makes me sound silly.
Looks like they are starting up this dragon. There are 4 members of 10K in the area to help secure this dragon. The enemy jungler is still in the base. She is not going to be here nearly in time to contest this. And this is going to be 1-to-1 for dragons. Ocean Dragon going over to League of 10,000 Lakes. And looks like the call now might actually be able to find a gank on this Orianna, but she's going to be able to use the speed up from the W to run away and get to safety. Looks like she may actually be roaming up towards the Trundle. Trundle's pinched, but he doesn't know it. Here comes the Orianna using the pillar to try to get away. He shreds the Cho'Gath with the ult. The Orianna Shockwave coming through, and Orianna shuts him down.
That was very close.
It was. Once he realized he wasn't getting away, I appreciate the decision to turn and try to burst down the Trundle, or burst Cho'Gath with the ult. Unfortunately, just can't quite get his damage out quickly enough to do that. But Dandelion is getting plate gold in exchange for that, so blue team up a little under 1,000 gold right now, so the gold lead is not enormous, but it is substantial. Will Warwick be looking to make a play on the bot lane? They are somewhat pushed in, but they do have a control ward. They're going to see the Warwick come in. Warwick does have ult. Here comes the Nami ult. The wave knocks up the Leona. Here comes the teleport from the Cho'Gath. Are they going to be able to turn on the Cho'Gath? Looks like he's rooted under the teleport. Caitlyn gets off a shot, but they don't look to turn the fight. It looks like Nami and Warwick are running back into the jungle, back to safety. They're just going to let Trundle try to pick up some extra farm and waste that Cho'Gath teleport.
Why didn't they try to turn that fight? It seemed like when they had Nami in that bubble that was a really good opportunity to go in on her.
When they had Leona in the bubble, you mean?
Yeah, sorry. When
Okay.
Nami's bubble was on Leona.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looks like it's going to be the Warwick ult over the wall onto the Cho'Gath. Is the Cho'Gath going to be able to one away? It looks like the fear is not going to work, and the silence is going to push off Hypnotic Toxin. Hypnotic Toxin is walking away, going back to farm in the jungle. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, here's another fight. This is a bloodbath. Looks like Trundle's taking some tower hits. Cho'Gath's coming up through the river, and the Orianna's there too to give the speed up to the Vi. I don't think the Trundle's going to be able to get away. The Shockwave misses, but there's so much damage there from the 3 that it doesn't even matter if the Orianna ult is wasted.
There's a lot going on right now. I want to just briefly say that it was a good thing that Warwick was in the mid lane. I think prevented Cho from taking the tower at the time. It's like, and then
Yeah, he was trying to
defend.
push to finish off. Yeah, because tower plates are down, so towers are a lot more vulnerable now. Yeah, 15 kills in 14 minutes, so quite a bloodbath so far. Yeah, and this Orianna is getting pretty strong. It's scary. She has a Dark Seal now and a Luden's Echo, so She is doing damage and looking to do even more into the late game.
Yeah, the two mid laners are fairly well matched as far as items go.
Oh, it looks like this
Extra
might be a gank in the bot lane, but Vi steps on a control ward. Looks like League of 10,000 Lakes is going to be able to successfully back away. Meanwhile, in the top lane, the Trundle pillar has gone out and forced the flash off of the Cho'Gath in the mid lane. Dandelion kills the Orianna for shutdown. Too bad we missed that one. Looks like the Vi might be looking to try to pick up the cleanup, but Dandelion safely backing away to spend his gold.
I wonder if Orianna got a little confident when she took down that tower, and then Annie was able to take advantage of a mistake that Orianna made and get the kill.
Yeah, there's a lot going on all over the map. I mean, there's a potential gank in the bot lane, a fight in the top lane, and a fight in the mid lane all happening at the same time. So, very busy game. Looks like Trundle's going to be able to get away from this gank. Yeah, Vi going back to her jungle. Looks like we're okay.
Still only one tower down. The other towers are all pretty healthy.
Looks like Vi has started up the Rift Herald. Trundle's in the neighborhood, but so are Orianna and Cho'Gath. Looks like Dandelion is still in the base, unfortunately, so I don't know if they can really afford to contest this. Dragon is up in 54 seconds. Looks like there's going to be a flash engage onto the Warwick. It's going to be forced to ult away, but the Vi ult follows him, and the Shockwave on top of that. Hypnotic Toxin forced a Chilling Smite in order to try to run away. The Vi Q doesn't quite make it, but the Ignite off the Orianna is going to tick down and kill the Warwick. Warwick dead for 27 seconds, and the Earth Dragon is up in 38. Meanwhile, Cho'Gath secures the Rift Herald. Looks like Trundle is in. The Ice Pillar is down. Vi Q finds her way to the Trundle. Her Chilling Smite is up if she wants to try to use it to slow him down, and there it is. Trundle going to use the ult to try to bring down the health of the Cho'Gath, but now he has to run away using the W to gain some movement speed to get away. Will there be enough follow-up? Oh no, why did he go to his tower? He tried to lead him into Dandelion. Dandelion is now in with the Bear. Bear is doing a fair amount of damage, but it looks like it's not quite enough to kill Vi, who's pretty tanky at this point. Cho'Gath and Orianna are fighting Tibbers. Teemo Tibbers. Here comes Hypnotic Toxin through the jungle. His ult isn't up, but here's the stun on the Orianna. She's low. The war speed boost is coming through, but the silence goes off. Here comes the Q knock-up peel from Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath walking away. Here comes the Shockwave. Oh, that's so much damage. Looks like Hypnotic Toxin and Dandelion have to walk away from that one.
That was a marathon right there.
But the action's not over yet. Blue team is on the Dragon, looking to secure their first of the game. Leona and Tristana are on top of it. Warwick is in the mid lane. Caitlyn's trying to come take a look at it, but she has to be careful of the engage off Leona, although Leona does not have very much mana for this. And there's no smite on part of the blue team, so there's thanks for the leash. League of 10,000 Lakes able to pick up that Dragon and a double kill. Real lack of coordination on Blue's part by on that play.
Looks like Red Team's going to try to turn this into a mid tower as well. I think that's a great play.
Absolutely, yeah. The team is in position. No one needs to catch any waves necessarily. But the Orianna is here. The Orianna is 4-1 and 5. She's got Luden's Echo and 9 stacks on the BM book, plus a needlessly large rod. So we really have to watch out for this Orianna. Her shockwaves have been quite good so far.
She also has, yeah, a fair amount of CS. Not leading, but she's leading her team in CS. So she's going to be probably the strongest on the team at this point. So she's definitely someone to watch out for.
Yeah, it looks like Orianna currently with the most gold in the game by about 900. Close to 1,000 gold lead on the next person. Or at least the next person on League of 10,000 Lakes, which is Dandelion.
I would love that stat real time when I was playing.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's not about the goal, it's about the items, and that is available to you in real time, you know?
Oh, yeah. What has someone actually spent?
Yep. Doesn't matter what's in their pocket, matters what's in their bag.
And you could spend it all on potions, run them all, and like waste that money in theory.
Sure could. Here comes the Rift Herald. Looks like Cho'Gath has a Demolish Charge looking to use. The Tibbers goes down, but it's not quite enough damage. Cho'Gath looking too chunky, but Timber is being used to try to defend the tower, but here comes the Rift Herald. Tower goes down, but looks like it will not get a second charge. Meanwhile, there's a fight in the jungle. Hypnotic Toxin forced to ult to get away. Orianna Shockwave goes out, but it misses. Here comes the Trundle Pillar. Looks like the Leona is taking a lot of damage, and Hypnotic Toxin be able to shut down the Leona. But meanwhile, there's a counter kill back onto Dandelion, and Hypnotic Toxin is dead. Looks like Trundle's able to shut down Cho'Gath, but here comes Orianna and Vi, and the Assault is not letting up. Meanwhile, Scott Tong and definitely MJ just not quite in a position for that fight. We weren't really ready for a team fight on the part of 10K. Looks like Orianna might even be looking for a flank to do even more damage here. Orianna now 4-1 and 8, Vi 5-2 and 8. Yeah, I mean, despite my criticism of some of Vi's Qs, she is doing quite well.
I think she had some clash jitters at the beginning of that game because she's certainly pulling her weight here in the mid game.
I think you're probably right. I mean, she now has the second most gold in the game at 8,400, just behind her own Orianna by 300 gold.
So what is the red team looking to do here at this point? They're a little behind, about 5k gold behind. So they kind of just need to farm up and try to shorten that gap little by little.
So one advantage that 10K does have right now is they've stacked up 3 dragons, which are a really good late game scaling answer to the Orianna with that permanent buff. It looks like it will be the Mountain Dragon buff, which will give them that huge shield on Warwick and Trundle, which is even pretty good on Annie, who is sometimes in the thick of things as well because of her short range. So that Mountain Drake is definitely a way back into this game. And 10K, I think, just needs to either carefully set up that fight, or when blue team goes to try to prevent them from taking that, then 10K can maybe take a Baron or push a lane off of that. Looks like another turret has gone down. It's 4 turrets to 2 in favor of the blue team. Hypnotic Toxin looking to try to control the Scuttle Crab for the River Vision. He's going to dodge the Cho'Gath Q, but he is silenced. Vi flash Qs in, but misses it, but she is going to ult the Annie. The Annie is taking a lot of damage. Here comes the Leonie. Looks like the Annie is going to be the first to go down. Here comes the teleport from the Trundle, but is it going to be enough? There's already 2 dead, including Scott Tong on the League of 10,000 Lakes. Looks like Hypnotic Toxin is stunned. Trundle goes in. He's shredding through the tanks, doing a fair amount of damage. Definitely MJ on the back line, able to do a lot. Hypnotic Toxin peeling for the Caitlyn. Looks like the Vi does go down, but Orianna is still here. She's doing so much damage. Looks like it's going to be the jump forward from the Tristana, which is going to take out Hypnotic Toxin. The only one left standing on League of 10,000 Lakes is definitely MJ. Just does not have quite enough to fight this, and it might be the ace if Orianna is able to catch up with the speed up buff off the W. Looks like definitely MJ is able to dodge the shockwave. The autos are coming through, and nice shutdown onto definitely MJ. Great fancy feat by definitely MJ there.
That was just great micro, but I can't pull that off. At this point, Orianna is just much stronger than Caitlyn. Yeah, it comes down to just execution of your abilities at some point, and she was able to get it done.
Yeah, it looks like with Orianna being down, League of 10,000 Lakes to call is going to be trying to secure the Dragon Soul. It's so hard to do when they've got both the jungler and the Cho'Gath up. The Cho'Gath with the Feast ultimate, able to steal these objectives away. Are they going to be able to commit to a fight or burn down the dragon before Orianna is back in play? Orianna now running from the base. They are not starting the dragon yet. And they don't look like they want to engage.
I think they'd like to let the blue team engage first and then kind of try to catch them out, but the blue team is obviously wise to that plan, it seems.
Yeah, the Nami ult is such good counter engage. It looks like the blue team is going to be allowed to start this up, and here comes Orianna through the bottom brush. We really have to be careful of her.
The Trundle was a little split from the rest of the team.
Oh, here comes a QW combo from the Orianna, chunking Scott Tong very low. The Trundle is in. Looks like blue team is slaying the dragon. Trundle's on the back line, but he's getting torn down. Trundle goes down. That's the first kill of the fight. Vi goes in, but looks like she might die, but she has the follow-up from her team. Hypnotic Toxin has taken so much damage. Looks like he's going to be next to fall. That's 2 down for League of 10,000 Lakes. That's 2 down for the blue team. Looks like Nami is going to go down as well. Looks like the Orianna was killed at some point during that fight. I'm not quite sure who got the shutdown on her. Maybe it was maybe Dandelion was able to ult Igniter, but a nice shutdown from Dandelion on Tristana. This is just the fight that wouldn't stop. 2 members from 10K still up. Sets a 3 for 3, but the dragon goes over to blue side. I think ultimately this is good for League of 10,000 Lakes, right?
I don't know, because the blue team got the dragon, and the red team is they're just going to farm up a little bit more. The blue team's going to come up pretty quickly, and I think they're just going to kind of pick up where they left off. So I guess, yeah, it probably is good overall for League of 10,000 Lakes, but I just don't know if it's going to be enough.
And I think one thing to keep in mind, too, is the shutdown bonus from killing people, killing champions who have been killing you is you get more gold. So trading kills when you're behind
That's a great point. The
tends to
goalie,
result in some shutdown
goalie has
bonuses.
shrunk a little bit. It's now only about 4,000 when it had been about 5,000.
That's right. And also, I would say the first dragon is. I don't value it super highly. I think it's really about the dragon stacking. And so I think trading first dragon to catch up in farm and gold is a pretty good trade. But we'll see how it plays out. If the blue side gets to 4 dragons, 10K may really regret not burning the dragon there. Looks like blue side would like to ARAM. They've got 5 champions mid with no split. Oh, looks like they might be rotating around, trying to set a pick. What will League of 10,000 Lakes do? Do they have the vision control? Looks like blue is sweeping it out. Here goes the Warwick, trying to find the Cho'Gath, but Cho'Gath is so tanky, the Q's gonna miss. Bubble goes out to find the Cho'Gath. He's getting knocked up, but so much damage on the League of 10,000 Lakes, but the ult is gonna go down onto Tristana from Warwick, and that's gonna kill him. The Shockwave comes out, but doesn't kill anyone from League of 10,000 Lakes. The Vi is gonna be the next to go down. That's 3 kills for nothing from League of 10,000 Lakes, and can they clean up this fight? Leona is found. The abilities are coming down. Here comes Tibbers again. Dandelion just popping off this game. 6-4 and 10. It looks like they're already starting the Baron. Tibbers is there to tank it. Cho'Gath is being zoned by Trundle.
This is a great call. It's really important to turn these quick fights into fast decisions. That helps a ton.
Looks like Trundle might be able to pick up the Cho'Gath as well. Is he going to have the EQ? Oh no, but he gets knocked up under tower and he gets feasted upon. But they are able to pick up the Baron buff. The gold lead has now shrunk to just 2,500. So they picked up about 1,500 gold in the last, 2 minutes?
Feels like a long time. This game is moving real fast.
Orianna is now down to 0 charges on the BM book, while Dandelion is up to 10 stacks on Majai's. Looks like Trundle opting to go full frontline build after building Blade of the Rune King. He's on Spirit Visage and looks like he's now building into either a Randuin's Omen or a Dead Man's Plate.
I think that's a smart call. The red team just does not have a ton of other frontline options, so having Trundle as the frontline is, I think, going to be very useful.
That's right. Yeah, both Trundle and Warwick kind of off tanks. You really need them working together and kind of cheating towards these tankier builds. Dragon's not up for a minute, but it looks like there might be a fight over this Scuttle Crab potentially. Nope, looks like League of 10,000 Lakes is going to take it. Blue team runs for the hills. They don't have Orianna with them. That's such a huge part of their damage and gold that they just decided to walk away. Dragon is coming up in 49 seconds here.
Having that Scuttle is just an amazing ward as well as speed buff for the red team when that dragon fight does happen.
That's right. Oh, it looks like Warwick's going to eat an early QW combo from Orianna, but with Nami there, he's able to sustain back up. Looks like there is some nice vision control in this bush and with the Scuttle Crab and in the Pixel Brush. So it looks like League of 10,000 Lakes is going to have the setup they want. The only problem is Dandelion is not in position right now. Warwick is going in, Caitlyn's not in position right now. Here comes the counter engage by the Vi. The Warwick has to burn ulti to get away, but a huge bubble from Scott Tong and a knockup off of the ultimate, and then Hypnotic Toxin is in, shutting down the Orianna, taking away so much damage, and then going over the blast cone over the wall. That's 1 for nothing. Really nice series of plays by 10K, and then he's ulted away by Tristana, but it's not quite taking enough damage to die. Are they going to try to jump in and seal this with the Vi ult and the Feast? Hypnotic Toxin's so low. Here comes the Vi flash over the wall, but she lands rooted up on a Caitlyn trap. Meanwhile, the Tristana's going to take so much damage to get shut down by the Caitlyn ult. Vi goes down 2. That's 3 dead on the side of blue side. Leona goes in, but there's no damage left with Cho on the build he's on. He might be able to pick up one of them with Feast, but no, it's a 5 for 0 in favor of League of 10,000 Lakes and the Mountain Dragon. What a play.
Holy cow. I'd be lying if I knew what happened, but at one point I think Warwick flashed over the wall to get a kill, and then Blast Cone back over that wall to get safety. That was glorious.
That was absolutely right. Yeah, Hypnotic Toxin, having to burn his ult so early in that fight, but making use of the terrain, and just his flash in such a great way that they thought they were safe with his ult being down, but Lewis is able to find a really great play and a way to access that backline.
They're going to turn it into a turret, it looks like, and maybe not the turret, because Orianna is still quite strong, someone to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and it looks like Baron buff has worn off, so they don't have that buff on them anymore, but the Looks like League of 10,000 Lakes now is up to an almost 4,000 gold lead after a series of really well executed team fights. And they've hit that late game win condition that we talked about too. They have the Mountain Soul. So this is huge.
Yeah, they're playing the game well, and that's just the objective control. They don't need to have the most kills. They don't necessarily need to have the most towers, but as long as they kind of control the map and take those objectives, that's gonna be their game. It looks like.
That's right, yeah, because by the time you get to the late game, you know, if you set up your waves in the right position and then you get the Baron buff and wipe them, you know, that's just the game. The question now is, it's a minute 57 till Baron, no major objectives up. They have the Mountain Soul. Do they farm up? Do they try to set a pick? What is the play here for League of 10,000 Lakes?
I think if I were them, I would look to take as much of Blue's jungle as I could, kind of collect a little bit of farm, make sure I don't get cut out, and I would still just try to play conservatively because I would feel like it's still anyone's game.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Caitlyn's so big now. Finished 3 full items: Infinity Edge, Storm Razor, Rapid Fire Cannon. You know, an already long range champion now just fighting you from so far away. Really tough to deal with.
Yeah, she has the second most CS in the game, as well as the not the most kills, I guess, but a high number of kills. So she has gotten quite strong.
That's right, and the Vi, who was playing pretty well in the mid to early game, has now, it seems like the damage has just fallen off. It's not quite coming through. She's not able to burst squishies down. And similarly with the Orianna Shockwave, you know, the damage is not coming through, but it looks like Orianna has finished a Rabadon's Death Cap. I actually don't know if the Death Cap or the Void Staff is the most recent Vi, but either way, that's a ton of damage coming through for the Orianna now.
Yeah, especially with our tanks going tank builds. I'm not sure if they're building magic resist or not, but the Void Staff will help kind of mitigate that magic resist if they have purchased it. I can't quite tell.
Yeah, so the Trundle does have Spirit Visage, which is magic resist. Looks like Warwick has not taken any magic resist at all. Just kind of oh, here comes the Trundle. He's being engaged upon. The Tristana jumps towards him. Here comes out the Cubit. It's not going to land. Yet another miscue from the Vi. Looks like the Trundle's able to peel himself off with the ult. And here comes the re-engage from the Warwick. He's found the Leon in the jungle. The suppression goes down. Here comes out the Shockwave from the Orianna. They've shut down Warwick, but the Shockwave didn't catch that many people, so it's not a lot of damage. But here comes the Vial onto definitely MJ. Is it going to be enough? Yes, the Cho'Gath is able to feast down on her. Dandelion trying to fight through and deal enough damage. 4 have gone down on the part of the blue team. I have no idea how they died, I will be honest. I think probably Dandelion killed them. Let's go with that.
Yeah, Annie had a triple kill right there. I think Tibbers gets locked in team fights pretty easily, and Tibbers does a lot of damage with the the claws, bears, bear things.
Yeah, fighting in that choke point just really, really good for Annie, who does a substantial amount of AoE damage, and Orianna kind of wasting her ult on single target damage, only really hitting the Warwick with it, I think was pretty huge. Looks like it's another Baron over to 10k, and the waves are in a good position. They won't have a full team for 20 seconds. I think they should probably still just back here.
They're so full health, but they're not full mana. I don't know. I could go either way. I would love to just push mid and try to get that mid in. I would just walk to mid. Looks like we're gonna get some bats. Yeah, Caitlyn's pushing mid. Looks like Warwick's doing a little farming. I imagine he will meet them in mid as well, or maybe potentially split push top. So now he's at Krugs.
I think I have now learned in these fights, I think we want to really watch the Dandelion on the Annie. It seems like that's where a lot of our damage is coming from. So I think we want to keep our eyes on Annie in terms of the damage output. Oh, look, Trundle has found Leona and Cho'Gath in the jungle. Looks like, yeah, Leona's retreat is going to be blocked by the pillar, and a really nice bubble from Scott Tong. Great follow-up from Scott Tong. That's a free kill.
That was a great
30
pick.
seconds before Elder, while they have Baron buff. So I'm hoping that 10k will use this. Oh, ult out of the Orianna. She's suppressed with no teammates around her. She's got to be dead. Here comes out the Caitlyn ult. She is gone. Blue just getting totally caught out.
Red team's ults, so they have have 2 of their ults down, but also a lot of the blue team is down as well.
Looks like Vi gonna try to find her in the tower, but the Warwick at this point is so tanky, he's able to turn on her. She's fleeing away, she's scared. Here comes out the Annie, doesn't quite land the stun, but Dandelion is able to kill Tristana, and here comes the tower shots down onto Warwick, but he's so tanky with his passive being able to heal up. This is the end of the game, I think. I think blue is just dead. They've got Cho'Gath and Leona left. They do not have enough damage to take these fights. Dandelion is just bringing the fire, and definitely MJ laying out the sustained damage from the backline. Here comes out the redemption, just to make sure they've got enough health for it. Looks like they might even chase him onto the fountain. Timbers goes down to the fountain, but here comes the attack on the Nexus. It's over. Great game, League of 10,000. Like, nice comeback.
That was amazing. That was very dire mid-game, and they did all the right things. They picked the right fights, and after winning the fights, they turned them immediately into objectives. They did a great job there.
Yeah, I was super impressed with their ability to play from behind there. You know, they got some good stuff going on in the early game, but then they actually went to a fairly significant goal deficit. I mean, we'll see here in the post game screen that you know, Blue had a almost 5,000 gold advantage for what is this, like 10 minutes of the game? You know, a huge amount of time.
I do think they are scouting the next game, so you might want to go tune in on that. I think
Sounds good.
perhaps.
Yeah, let's do it. I just gotta find where I put it. Yeah, only 37 seconds left in the scouting phase, so hold your horses, don't go anywhere. We have another scouting and drafting phase, and then after that we'll have a little break.
I am gonna go somewhere. I will.
Despite my clear instructions, my co-host is going somewhere. All right, they've been able to scout. This is round 3. No, this is round 4. I'm sorry, there's a forfeit. This is the final round for League of 10,000 Lakes. They are currently 2-1. And they raised a lot of money for the Higher Heights charity in that last game. They had a huge number of kills. I think it was over 30, in addition to taking a lot of towers and killing a ton of epic monsters. I mean, they were able to secure the Dragon Soul, which means that they took 4 dragons. I believe they took 2 barons. That's 6 points just off of epic monsters slain. So raised a lot of money for charity. Looks like Shen Ban is going to come out, which is great for us because Gat Tong is probably not playing that. Alawi Ban comes out against the blue team. Enemy team is going to be the blue team this time. And looks like another top lane ban, Alawi and Tryndamere going out, trying to give Magic Attack Gecko a favorable lane here. Hypnotic Toxin ban is going to come out in form of Warwick. And yeah, third ban aimed at the top lane. Oh no, looks like they are going to actually go with the Sona here. Or, a little indecision. Looks like Samira ban has come out, targeting definitely MJ. Now the Camille ban comes out, really trying to pinch the pool of that enemy top laner. We'll see if that can pay off. See what Magic Master can do with a favorable lane matchup here. Although they may also just be trying to stop that lane from solo blocking control and forcing it to be kind of a even match tank top lane as opposed to a strong side top for blue side.
I'm back, by the way.
It's some interesting bans. It's 3 top bans aimed against the blue team, and then now blue team has picked up Vel'Koz denial pick against Cole.
That is an amazing counter pick. I'm excited to watch Vel'Koz play.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, Dandelion know Vel'Koz Slash himself, so he will know the tricks. Looks like the Senna's locked in. I'm kind of curious who this is going to. Does
I would
MJ
not be
play
surprised
Senna?
if Scott Tong plays Senna as support.
That could very well be. And looks like we're going to be getting the Amumu potentially from Hypnotic Toxin, which combined with the Maokai ult would give them a lot of team fight potential. Yeah, I mean, the Wombo combo here is strong, and the Senna ult also to give a shield. So the question now is, where's the damage coming from? Caitlyn's made it through the ban phase, and a lot of Dandelion picks are up. Looks like this might be a top lane Vladimir, who, I mean, it looks like they like playing kind of carry champions in the top lane, given that there's Alawi, Tryndamere, Camille. Now, looks like they are going to go with the Poppy, who actually can deal a surprising amount of damage, and they're going to lock in the Vladimir probably for the mid lane, is my guess.
Do you think we'll see a Kate here? That's my guess.
I would like to see definitely MJ on Kate. If Samir is banned, I think it's one of his best champions. It puts out the damage. It's pretty safe. Um, looks like they are going to. They're thinking about locking the Alistar, maybe the Lulu, for Scott Tong, which implies to me that this Senna is actually going to definitely MJ. Looks like, yeah, the Sona is locked
Yeah.
in. So, I mean, yeah, so much team fight potential with the Sona ult. I mean, all of these ults are great team fight ults. I'm just a little bit concerned about the damage right now. Looks like the Jhin ban is going to come out. Although we also might see 10K look to play kind of a scaling comp where they don't take a lot of early fights and they play maybe something like Victor, which is a great scaling champion for Dandelion, and then allowing Senna to scale up, and then just kind of looking to fight in the mid to late game and concede early dragons. I mean, that might be the call here.
Yeah, 10K has had success in games that have stretched
Oof.
out and coming back from behind and outscaling and winning.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, even
Maokai
when they
ban's
didn't have great
unfortunate.
scaling options. Yeah, so that's gonna be pretty hard. I mean, so if they want more tankiness coming from Magic Attack Gecko, I'm not sure where it's gonna come from. We saw him on the Trundle earlier. He might play Malphite. We might be seeing some, like a Malphite type of pick, in order to try to maintain that team fight synergy.
Is not really sure, but does he have a high damage top laner that he could maybe pick? Because maybe they're gonna lean on top side to bring the heat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Trundle was doing pretty well. I mean, the Trundle was 3-1-1 in the early game last game. So, I mean, the pick might be Trundle, and the Trundle also got quite tanky after building Blade of the Ruin King. So that might be kind of a best of both worlds, where he's able to dominate early, but then peel for the carries later in the game after building some tank items post Bork.
My guess is we'll see Lux next. I think, because otherwise, then you're digging deeper into Dandelion's pool with Vel'Koz and Annie being out.
My only
See.
concern is, how does Lux match up into Vladimir? I mean, his ability to, dodge the Q or dodge the ult with his W is just so annoying. Looks like the pick's gonna be Ornn for Magic Attack Geckos. They are looking to create that team fight capability, and I love the Ornn pick here. I mean, the Ornn Horn, great team fight initiation, and um, yeah, the Wombo combo potential coming out of 10K is so strong, but there's just going to be so much pressure on Dandelion in the early game to bring the damage, and then for them to execute in the late game, because these are some seriously scaling champs here. Looks like the Misfortune gets locked in for blue side.
Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna see Vel'Koz support.
Oh yeah, I actually didn't think about that with the Vladimir locked in. So you think this is Lissandra top and Poppy jungle?
I'm thinking it's Lissandra mid, Vlad top, Poppy jungle, MF, ADC.
And looks like the call will be for Dandelion to be on Lucian, which is a bunch of early game damage, which is great. And with a Mumu bringing in the magic damage, their damage profile is actually pretty good. I actually really like that pick. I'm really happy with it.
I think that was the right idea. They needed some early damage, and they're going to get it with Lucian.
Yeah. And I think that the consistent damage output by Lucian, and primarily through autos, is also going to be a lot better into the Vladimir, presuming that that's the mid lane matchup. It could be Vladimir top. I mean, speaking of weird comps, I mean, the enemy comp is pretty weird for blue side. Although I will say that I think Poppy is quite a good solo frontliner because of her ult.
Yeah, for sure. Her ult can turn a 3v3 into 2v3 pretty quickly.
yeah, it's like, you see the Amumu come in, you see the Orm dash in, and then Poppy charges up the ult, knocks him away, and suddenly, the gap closure doesn't matter. Although, to be fair, they will still be rooted in place from the Amumu ult. It's really hard to be fast enough to stop that. All right, we are going to be on a spectator delay, so this is a great time to run to the bathroom or grab a snack like I'm about to do, and we will see you soon.
Yeah, so it does look like we're seeing Poppy jungle, Vel'Koz support, and Vladimir top, with Lissandra in the mid lane. Although I guess Lissandra and Vladimir could swap, but I think Vladimir is a much more um, meta top than Lissandra. I'm personally a Vel'Koz support main, so I'm excited to see how this Vel'Koz does. It pains me to root against them, but that's where we're at in this life. All right, let's go.
And I am back.
They are ready to go. We are through the spectator.
Yep, I am loading
Delay.
in right. Yeah, there it's on the loading screen for me right now still.
Okay.
Oh yeah, just popped up. So here we go.
So it does look like we will see Poppy jungle, Vlad top, Vel'Koz support, Lissandra mid.
Welcome to
Each one of those was
Summer's
pretty much a
Rift.
coin flip. Although I guess I don't know who jungle this is. I imagine TKL 10k 10,000 likes will start in the 5 point again. They're not interested in shenanigans. They're just interested in preventing
30
shenanigans
seconds
early
until
on here.
minions spawn.
Yeah, I mean the Senna invade is pretty good with the W, and they know that Vel'Koz has started Q now, but blue team standing on a ward, taking some damage from Senna, but instead of taking some damage in return, ultimately a trade won by the blue team, I would say.
Yeah, in the short term for sure. Senna can get increased range each one of those souls she steals by hitting. I think. I don't fully know.
Yes, that's true. Did she get a soul from that interaction?
Don't quote me on that.
We
is
can
that something we can look at?
we can check. We can check. Yeah, she has 1 soul.
Yeah. So, and like, in terms of like the scope of the game, it's nothing, but it just takes one at a time.
That's right. Yeah, every little step. And yeah, I really like this comp that they've drafted. I mean, it has the scaling from Senna and Ornn, but it still has that that early game power from Lucian, who is already in it. Like, look how he's zoning Lissandra off of this wave. Lucian
Wow,
just
that is a
not
great start.
taking any nonsense. Yeah, Lissandra already having to dump a corrupting potion. Of course, Dandelion also running a potion of his own, but
Well, yeah, Lucian starting with Longsword is going to be a weaker start, I think, than the Corrupting Potion. Lucian also started Champion to start.
yeah, definitely MJ getting in some nice trades in the bot lane. I don't anticipate the top lane will be super dynamic. Vladimir can do a lot of damage eventually, but he's a scaling champ. And Ornn, not really able to have any kill pressure on him unless some big mistakes are made, so we'll see how that plays out. Looks like it wound up being Vel'Koz's support. Oh, definitely MJ taking a lot of damage, but there's a lot of damage onto Miss Fortune too. The heal goes out. Looks like they're going to be okay in the bot lane. And with Sona to sustain up, I think that a lot of this heavy trading is actually very in favor of 10K, who's able to heal up from it a lot more easily.
Vel'Koz landing those Qs, doing that math, could work. I mean, that W is... He's spending a lot of mana early on here. He's going to find himself in trouble here early on with mana.
Oh, nice root, but not quite enough follow-up. Or not the ability to follow up on it. Just a little out of position.
Getting those roots down also just kind of mentally taxes your opponents. Like, they have to kind of worry about that always happening if you show that you're able to land it.
That's right, looks like there's a little fight in the jungle over the Scuttle Crab. Poppy, not with a ton of health, and looks like First Blood going over to Amumu. Not the most classical 1v1 level 3 jungler, but hey, make it work when it can work.
You get what you
Play.
get. You just gotta take it.
Looks like Dandelion's aggressive playing is costing him a little bit in terms of health. Lissandra has run through all of her corrupting potions, and she has she has 2 biscuits in stow. Dandelion running another potion. He's now out of potions, but he has secured a 8 CS lead.
Yeah, that CS lead's what's important, and it's not just 8 now. It's gonna continue to grow for the early part of this game, I imagine.
Some damage going down to definitely MJ. He's about 66% health, but the Sona will help with that. Looks like the Scrying Bloom does go out. They know that Amumu is in the neighborhood. I think it's really going to be in play here.
Looks like Amumu is just trying to secure that other Scuttle.
Yeah, double Scuttle is actually pretty huge. That's going to put Poppy really far behind. Poppy forced to back and get just the Stalker's Blade. Not really a great first back buy for Poppy. Looks like he's coming in. He's going to run to Poppy again. He's got double buff. She's got nothing. He's stunned up against the wall. He has to flash away. It looks like there's follow-up from Miss Fortune. He goes back in to try to get a counter kill. He's going to be the first to go down. He's going to be able to follow up. Scott Tong doesn't have enough mana, and so he's going to have to flash away. Another Q coming out from Vel'Koz. Just a little bit of salt in the wound. Poppy's still in it, and unfortunately, the 10K bot lane just doesn't quite have the resources to follow up enough to get a kill. Double buffs onto Miss Fortune. She did get low, but no counter kill yet, so gold dead even. 7,700 each.
Yeah, Amumu going back in there was weighing on or expecting teammates to follow up, but they just unfortunately could not.
Yeah, it's what he had to do given where the position of the fight. but unfortunately, yeah, just like they weren't quite able to follow up, especially with how low mana the Sona was.
And as you were just showing there, the top lane is just kind of a back and forth push fight.
Yeah, and Ornn able to build items in lane, so even though he's low on mana, you know, able to build a Sapphire Crystal in lane if he needs to in order to get more mana. Yeah, looks like he built a Bammy Cinder, which means that Ornn not going to have to use his abilities much to clear the waves. He can let Bammy Cinder do the work for him. Oh, looks like Dandelion almost picked up a kill on Lissandra in the mid lane. He's forcing her out of lane. He now has a 12 CS lead on her and is going to crash a huge wave into her tower that no one is going to pick up. Looks like the Poppy's not going to be in position for this, so this is going to extend his gold even further. He might be able to stay for a plate. We know it's pretty safe, but he might take a slightly more conservative back.
Now,
His wave is so big, though.
push it. Let's go.
Like the bot lane is shoving in. Definitely MJ is there. Misfortune with those double buffs from the Amumu kill.
Lucian has two
And,
stacks. Vel'Koz is phenomenal Eloy. But,
definitely MJ using those fancy feet to dodge the stuns. Looks like the gank is coming in mid. Lissandra is in. She roots up the Lucian. Here comes the stun from the Poppy. The Q goes down. Dandelion's able to flash away. He doesn't want to give up the lead he's built. Mumu goes back in, but there's no follow-up from Dandelion. He's too low. So that's just going to dissuade the blue team from coming in any further.
yeah, it looks like Lucian should not have gone for that extra plate there. Yeah, it was probably better off the back. We obviously can see that, but he's less aware of the map because he doesn't have omniscience like we do.
Yeah, but Dandelion with a huge gold lead, now up 18 CS and the turret plates.
Hang in there, buddy. You were not. Okay. Alright. Looks like Lucian still put on pretty heavy pressure. Trying to keep Lissandra under tower and trying to keep that gold lead high by making her have to collect that CS under tower, which is really hard.
That's right. Looks like Vladimir has attained a small CS lead in the top lane, but it just takes so long for that to come to fruition, especially against a tank like Ornn, who just is not able to be bursted down. It looks like the Poppy might be in the river looking to make a play. Amumu has signaled that he wants help with the Poppy, takes the Blast Cone over. Poppy now level 6 to Hypnotic Toxins 5, so he's going to want to farm up to catch up just a little bit. Looks like Dandelion going for another plate here. I like this. Funneling more gold onto the late game carry, creating pressure on the map, giving the other lanes time to safely scale, drawing the Poppy's pressure to him. I think this play is really great. Oh, looks like the Misfortune might be caught out of position. Amumu is in the Q range. Is he going to go in? Looks like the Vel'Koz is forced to dash the Q. Hypnotic Toxin hits it with a knockup, but he's going to receive the Sona heals, and he's going to be okay. Well, as the Vel'Koz is forced to burn Flash. Looks like Misfortune's Flash is also down right now. Meanwhile, Dandelion comes in from the mid lane after shoving in the Lissandra again. Looks like she is thinking about rotating, but she has to be careful about walking into the jungle. Looks like the decision is going to be for her to go back to lane, and this is going to be the first dragon for League of 10,000 Lakes.
I think they're playing this game exactly how they want it, with Lucian being aggressive in mid, the rest of the lanes just kind of holding on. Like Ornn's been backed up to his tower the whole time. Bot lanes just really hasn't been pushing much, but I think that's kind of how they want to play this game.
Absolutely. Definitely MJ knocked up, but not enough damage coming through. With here comes the Vel'Koz ult. Oh, my bad. It looks like definitely MJ and Scott Tong gonna take a lot of damage, but here's a Flash Q engage from the Amumu, who's also gonna ult. The Zeta ult comes out too. That's enough to take down the Vel'Koz. The Q should be coming up soon. I don't know if this Misfortune can really get away. She's able to flash, and if she flashes, that is gonna be able to get her away. Nice play by the bot lane, a nice collab by Hypnotic Toxin.
Yeah, I think getting the flash from the MF there is a win overall. With Lucian still pushing hard mid there. Everything's going red team's way here, I guess, besides this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I didn't mean to like pan to something to contradict you as you're saying it. Just know something was happening. Looks like they are able to pick up the Rift Herald. Nice knock-up damage by Ornn, but it's just so hard to trade with this Vladimir in lane if you can't burst him down quickly thanks to the lifesteal off his Q.
Yeah, as long as you can just stay away from him when he is able to suck your blood, you can prevent him from getting the kills on you. And if you can prevent him from getting kills, you can really slow his scaling down a lot and prevent him from getting big early.
Absolutely.
I mean, the fact that the top lane is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, I think that's really a win for Ornn at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Dandelion fighting over the Scumble Crab. He's going to pick it up. Here comes out the ult, targeting on the Vel'Koz. Looks like the Vel'Koz is going to go down. A first kill for Dandelion. It feels like he already has a kill with the huge CS lead he has. Looks like there might be more fighting in the Dragon Pit. Dragon's not up for another 255, but 10k may be able to force something. The Vel'Koz is down. Definitely MJ steps on a ward. The Poppy knows that he's there. Here comes out the E from Miss Fortune. I'm thinking that the Poppy is not going to pull the trigger on the dash.
Maybe it was good for Senna to just use it to kind of get away there. There's no reason to risk it.
Yeah. Dandelion now up to a over 25 CS lead over the Lissandra. But it looks like they might be making a play for him. They've got the control ward here, so he doesn't know they're there. They've got another control ward in the brush. He has a ward here, so he knows it's down, but he doesn't know how many are there. It looks like the Lissandra's going to go in. She's going to root him up. Here comes the Poppy. Flash stun him into the wall. Here comes the Vel'Koz ult. She uses the Chilling Smite, but it's not enough. Poppy takes too many tower shots. It's a 4-person tower dive for Dandelion, but it doesn't work.
Wow, that was great. The blue team's just spending a lot of a very precious resource, and that's their time, to just really get nothing.
Yeah, meanwhile, check out definitely MJ just getting a free wave in the bot lane, catching up to Miss Fortune in gold, and then also getting a plate off it as well.
Yeah, that is absolutely great for the red team.
Remember, Poppy burned flash for that play as well. So there's a lot of resources spent, time, summoner spells, ults. Try to kill Dandelion just doesn't work. Looks like now there's going to be a play out of the Vladimir is looking for the Ornn. Here comes the Ornn Horde. Vladimir W to dodge the Ornn Horde, but that's not going to be enough to dodge the Soda ult. They combo their ults really nicely, baiting out the W with one of them, and then the Sona and Amumu ults come down to secure the kill. League of 10,000 Lakes up 5-1 in this game.
It was very important to get that kill on Vlad. He's up a ton of CS. He's the most CS in the game. So even though he has 0 kills, he's still like really ahead of a lot of the other players. If he just keeps scaling at that rate.
Absolutely. Oh, Dandelion exhausted. He throws out the ult E, but they are going to get the shutdown on Dandelion. Meanwhile, the Rift Herald is doing damage in the bot lane. Looks like it might take this tower without the minions. We'll see if the minion wave is enough to follow that up. So it's 1 tower in favor of League of 10,000 Lakes. No towers yet for blue side. But here comes the Q engage from Amumu, but it's not going to be quite enough. There's no ult, and there's no W follow-up from Senna. Here comes out the Vel'Koz ult, but there's not enough stacks on the Senna, and that just does not do enough. Here come the Sona heals to heal them right back up. Meanwhile, Ornn's going to be able to push in the top lane, but blue is rotating for this dragon. They're starting it up. It's going to be their first dragon. The question is, will League of 10,000 Lakes contest?
I think they're definitely happy to give that up. They feel pretty happy with where they're at this point. They're not going to risk anything to potentially defend that.
Yeah, here comes the teleport from Vladimir to make sure they don't lose too much in the top lane. Looks like that's going to send the Ornn roaming towards the mid lane. Remember that the mid lane tower is down, so Lissandra is without her tower here. Looks like she's going to be able to use her claw to get away, though. Meanwhile, Dandelion is shifted into split pushing the bot lane. The only one here to stop him is the support Vel'Koz, who's 0-2-2. Meanwhile, Dandelion is 2-1-0 with 105 CS. Although Vel'Koz is able to clear the wave pretty effectively.
Vel'Koz has wave clear up the Wizard. Like he can take care of the minions, that's for sure.
Yeah. More wave clear than he has tentacles.
A lot more. His W will just eat up wave.
Looks like Dandelion eats a Vel'Koz cube, is able to dash out of Fortune E. What do you think chances are he gets a 1v2 kill right here?
0.
0 chance?
Yeah,
Wow.
Vel'Koz has his E and a Q, and MF has her that. I don't know what that is, but her slow.
The Lucian ult is up. I mean, like, you don't even think he could get one kill. Oh, but the Ornn teleports in. Here comes the ult. The ult's gonna go wide. Unfortunately, the ult does not connect, but here's the 4-person dive on the bot lane. Meanwhile, Amumu is covering the top lane. Misfortune using the ult to just clear the wave out. Not really doing substantial damage to League of 10,000 Lakes. Looks like they are now rotating towards Lissandra. Amumu able to defend this top tower from Vlad. He's stunned and rooted under the tower, taking so many tower shots. You can't W while you're stunned. Really nice play by Amumu there. He's stunned up against the wall, but I don't think Poppy's going to have the damage. Now she's taking too many tower shots. Vlad trying to bait him out. Here comes Hypnotic Toxin. She is, he is knocked away but killed mid-flight by the Vladimir. That's a shame, but really nice play there. I mean, he almost took the Vladimir down under the tower. Here comes League of 10,000 Lakes. You can see them on the minimap rotating up. Are they going to be able to pick up a double kill here?
That was a really good play by the Amumu there until the blue team made a better play and knocked him out of there and then killed him mid-flight.
Right, here's the speed buff for the Ornn. Vladimir's backing, but doesn't know it. Here's the knockup and the damage from the Ornn. The Q doesn't quite land, but the Soda damage is enough to follow up, and that's 1 kill traded. Meanwhile, Dandelion is still confidently 1v2ing in the bot lane, just giving 0 fucks about the fact that he is outnumbered here.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't have to worry about dying, but I don't think he has a ton of kill pressure on 2 of them with the amount of CC that they have. So I think it's good overall for 10,000 Lakes. Just occupied 2 of their times with him, for sure, with TKO. Yeah, Vel'Koz keeps straight queuing, like straight at Lucian. That's just really bad Vel'Koz play. You need to shoot those Qs at an angle in order to get the distance that you need on that skill.
I feel like the straight Q is also a lot easier to dodge.
Yeah, the first part of the Q is really slow. After the Q splits, it's about 50% faster. So it's much better after it splits.
Looks like there's some fighting over the Rift Herald. The Sona ult is not going to connect. Here comes the Ornn ult. It's going to find one of them. Lissandra doesn't take her claw in. There's a couple important ults from League of 10,000 Lakes. Sona and Ornn ult are down, but they're together for one of the first times this game. And they're still up by around 1,000 gold, or a little under 1,000 gold. It looks like they do find the Misfortune, and now the Lucian ult's coming out doing a ton of damage to Lissandra. Here comes the Poppy trying to clear them away, but she's just going to knock them out of the Vel'Koz ult, which doesn't do enough damage to be meaningful. Vladimir's pushing the top lane. Looks like the call is to go to Rift Herald. They've effectively zoned the blue team off of this.
I think that's the right call.
The gold is getting close, though. They're only 200 or 300 gold behind on the blue team now. And Vladimir does have a Spellbinder at this point, which means he could do a lot of damage. Looks like the Ornn is mostly able to zone, but here comes the Poppy and the Misfortune ult trying to secure that Rift Herald. Looks like the Poppy's going to take a lot of damage. Her health bar's getting so low. The Senna ult's going to take her out. Poppy's going to be the first to go down. Now Dandelion is fighting. He almost gets the Vel'Koz. Here's the flash Q from Hypnotic Toxin, able to take down the Vel'Koz and finish him off. That was going to be a follow-up Q.
Amumu ult misses, unfortunately. That would have been a really good grab.
Looks like the Vladimir is pushing top. Dragon is up in 9 seconds.
Yeah, red team's definitely pushing for Dragon at this point.
Looks like Dandelion is going to go meet the Vlad. It does not look like Blue is going to be able to contest this Dragon at all, so it's going to be the second Dragon going over League of 10,000 Lakes. Vlad is getting pretty strong now. He does take another tower, so the gold lead is now still in favor of League of 10,000 Lakes by still just about 300 gold. A lot of CS differential in favor of the blue team other than Dandelion. They have a CS differential on Misfortune, they have a CS differential on Vlad that's pretty significant.
Yeah, Misfortune
Amumu's up a little bit.
And Vlad have a kill lead over their lane mates as well. Really the only people that have kills are Sona, who has 3, and that's not really where you want to see the kills.
Looks like Amumu and Dandelion both have kills.
sorry, I meant the kill lead. Apologize.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's what you're saying. Well, Dandelion has a kill lead on Lissandra.
I meant in the team. So like Sona has 3 of the 8, and that surprised me to see Sona having a kill lead on our team.
Yeah, but I think the Athene hitting the Athene's Holy Grail power spike is pretty strong. Athene's Holy Grail is very strong on Sona, so I think it's not terrible, even if it's not ideal.
Excited to see some more Sona plays. And then go Sona. Sona with the currently deathless run is really good. Especially with 3 kills and 3. It means that she's been in the fray, but also has been managed to play it safe. Sorry, I'm saying the 80% kill participation with 0 deaths is just very good on Sona. I apologize if my mic is quiet.
Oh, that's better. Looks like there is going to be a dive onto the Ornn. Here comes the Poppy and the Vladimir. The tower is so far away. It doesn't look like Ornn's going to be able to get away. So that's the first kill in a long time onto League of 10,000 Lakes. But here comes the Rift Herald, which is not going to be able to be cleared out by the Misfortune. So it gets a shot on the tower, but now they are pushing to top. I think this might be a better trade for blue, and now Hypnotic Toxin stuck under the tower, but nice roots by the Senna. But that's a first inhibitor tower actually going over to the blue side. And League of 10,000 Lakes now actually down 300 or 400 gold. Dandelion not as confident about 2v1ing the Poppy and the Vladimir, but here comes League of 10,000 Lakes with the Senna E. We are going to lose Inhibitor, but are they going to be able to follow up? Looks like they will be in range for Sona ult, and it is down, or it is up, I mean. Skatong going to take a huge amount of damage from the Vladimir. Is it going to go down to Vladimir? But Dandelion able to follow up and do a huge amount of damage. Definitely MJ picks up the first kill onto Poppy. Here comes the Ornn ult, but I don't think it's going to be quite long range enough to reach the Vlad. So that's going to be 1 for 1. And gold lead goes back to League of 10,000 Lakes by just by about 400.
Vladimir is very close to having a hat Rabadon's death cap, so he's about to become very scary.
Yeah, that's true. And the Vladimir now 3-1-0, and
He did purchase Rabadons.
Scaling into this late game. On the other hand, we do have a 2-0-3 Senna on the side of League of 10,000 Lakes, who is about to finish off the just finished the Muramana passive, so that's a huge power spike. And Ornn just finished his first Ornn upgrade, getting the Infernal Mask. So, you know, the Vladimir is scary, but a lot of nice scaling power spikes coming in for League of 10,000 Lakes. Looks like they're starting the Baron.
Those Abyssal Masks are going to help in team fights a bunch on both Mumu and Ornn.
Absolutely. That's just going to help with the damage. Looks like Poppy fully charging up the ult, trying to send a bunch of them back to base, but she misses. Vladimir here is on the flank. We have to watch the Vladimir. Poppy tries to flash in to try to steal the Baron, but she's not able to. Amumu goes down to root her up. The Vel'Koz out comes out, but it barely does any damage. Vladimir is on them, but he does a bunch of damage with the Hemo Plague, but I don't think it's enough. Here comes Lissandra. She comes in, but I don't think she's doing enough damage. Hypnotic Toxin is going to be caught out. He's going to go down, but there's already 3 down on the side of the blue side, and now here comes the chase. Sona's going to be able to speed them up, and so is Senna. Looks like the calls were definitely MJ and Scott Tong, and Magic Attack Gecko to still be in. The Ornn ult doesn't quite find anybody, but the Lissandra, while trying to dodge it, is caught out and goes down. That is 4 for 0 in favor of League of 10,000 Lakes.
That was a great team fight. They got 1, I believe, in a Mumu, I think.
4 for 1, yes, yeah. Mumu went down, kind of fighting in a 1v2 near the Pixel Brush, but the rest of the fight went completely League of 10,000 Lakes way. Yeah, you know, League of 10,000 Lakes really caught the full brunt of the Vel'Koz ult, and it barely even phased them. You know, most of the damage they took there, I think, was off the Hemo Plague ultimate from Vladimir.
Yeah, I think Vel'Koz spent too much time moving the ult from side to side, just kind of tickling a bunch of people. Vel'Koz ult really does better when it lands on one person, or sustains damage on a target.
Looks like they will be able to disengage potentially from this Vladimir. Looks like the Sona might be caught. Poppy's catching out, but the Lucian's bringing so much damage, making them scared to follow up. Vladimir takes a huge part of his health, but is able to walk away. So is Scott Tong, so no kills traded. Meanwhile, Ornn is trying to push out the top lane with the Baron buff.
Man, the Valko's ult came out again really fast. That must be he's on full cooldown reduction. Can't think of the term.
Yeah, maybe he, in his secondary runes, picked something. Oh, looks like the Tassandra's going to be caught out here. She goes gold, but that is not going to save her. Definitely MJ just waiting for her to come out of stasis so he can kill her. Yeah, the Tassandra 1-2-1 with 110 CS. She has the lowest CS in the game other than Poppy and the supports. Looks like Blue able to rotate there and take our bot lane turret. Meanwhile, we take the top lane turret with the Baron buff. Oh, here comes the Vlad. Tries to do some damage to Sona. Oh, nice Q by Amumu. Follows the Blast Cone. Vladimir's rooted up. He's going to be taken down by Dandelion. Hypnotic Toxin just walking right through the Vel'Koz ult, stunning him up. Amumu's going to go down, but it looks like Scott Tong is going to be able to follow up and take another kill that is 2 for 1 in favor of League of 10,000 Lakes. Poppy's looking for the flank here, but I do not think she wants this fight. She's down. Yeah, she's 0-6-5. Dandelion
so behind.
Doesn't really find the ult here, but here comes definitely MJ. The stun comes through. The damage from Misfortune is a lot. Dandelion knocked up. It's a lot of CC coming through from the Poppy, and unfortunately, Basetta not quite there in time, and the ult does not come out to save Dandelion.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that Lucian missed most, if not all, of his ult. That was really lucky for the blue team.
Yeah, definitely. That could have really gone the other way. And you know, good on Poppy, I guess, for being willing to make that play. You know, I mean, they are down gold, they're down 3 dragons to 1, and they do have to do something to get themselves back in this game. Seven towers to 4. So Blue's actually been doing a really great job of rotating and taking towers.
Yeah, Blue's gonna start having map control if Red Team is not careful. Well, I mean, they already do as far as towers go. So Red Team's gonna need to focus on minion waves in order to contest some of these objectives coming up.
That's right, it'll be really hard to secure their Dragon Soul in 2 minutes if they just have open inhibitors on all sides.
I've not changed my volume for like the whole night, so I don't know why it's so quiet. If it is quiet, like this is the same sound I've been using for like a long time. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I don't know how to turn myself. It is max as far as I know.
Here comes the Ornn Horn. Flash Q from the Amumu is not quite going to make it. But here comes the Vel'Koz ult. It's not going to do that with damage. Ornn now so tanky. Here comes out the Dandelion ult. Looks like the Poppy is in. She's going to take a bunch of damage. The Amumu goes in to root a bunch of them up, and the blue health bars are falling. The Misfortune's so low. Here comes the Misfortune ult. Definitely MJ picks up the first kill against the Poppy. Shut down onto the Misfortune. Amumu root in place, so we can't follow up, but the Vel'Koz is so low. Where is the Vladimir? They really need him to show up in this fight, and he was just not doing enough damage, but he is on the flank. His ult is down, so maybe he did go in and was pushed out while I was watching the Amumu go in. But yeah, that just did not work out for him. Looks like Hypnotic Toxin might be sniffing him out, looking for the Vladimir. Meanwhile, League of 10,000 Lakes taking the mid lane inhibitor tower and the inhibitor. This is going to be a great setup for the Dragon that's coming up in 28 seconds. And the Baron coming up in 24. It looks like the Amumu is going to find the Vladimir over the wall. Q, but the Amumu is like not dealing a ton of damage despite the fact that he's on the Abyssal Mask build. Didn't go Runic Echoes, decided to go Cinder Hulk instead, so looks like they will go to the Dragon. But all of blue side is up now.
Having that inhib down is going to give the blue team pause, because they're going to need to protect against the super minions that are going to start heading their way.
And look, the teleport comes in top from Vlad, so they're going to trade inhibitors here. Make League of 10,000 Lakes choose between securing this Dragon in a 4v5 or 5v4 or going back to deal with the Vlad. Looks like the Lucian is going to go back because there is a huge wave here. He's going to use the ultimate to clear the dragon. The red team is slaying the dragon. Here comes out the Vel'Koz up. It's not very much damage. Poppy's health bar is going to go really low. Here comes out the Ornhorn. The Misfortune Belt goes out, but it's not enough to take any lives. The Amumu goes in to stun her up, and he's going to go down. Amumu is traded for the Vel'Koz, it looks like, and now the Lissandra goes in, but she's killed by the Ornn. Now the follow-up is going to come through by the Ornn and the Sona to kill the Misfortune. Meanwhile, Dandelion's been killed by Vlad, but he's low enough that he can't push in. No damage on the turrets. So the inhibitor is going to go down, but League of 10,000 Lakes do pick up the coveted Ocean Dragon Soul, widely considered the best soul in the game.
Wow, yeah, so that's 4 dragons to 1. 21 kills to 11. Like, they're doing very well. The blue team has tower control. They have a slight, the red team has a slight gold lead. This is still a very, very close game at this point.
But so here's a question though, with both teams having to deal with super minions and Baron being on the map, when's the last time, here comes the Vlad for the Sona. Sona's has to flash away. Looks like Scott Tong is going to be safe. So when's the last time blue side won a straight up team fight at an objective? Like, do you think they can really contest Baron at this point?
That's a good point. The red team has had the advantage in all those team fights. I'm worried that a Poppy might get a good ult in and kind of just change that tide, because it feels like such a toss-up.
Looks like they are hunting for this Vlad. They know that a lot of the damage comes from him. Hypnotic Toxin with another great Q that follows him over the wall. He's rooted up, and Hypnotic Toxin is not taking any damage from him thanks to the Abyssal Mask and the Spectral Visage, or Spectral Cowl. Here comes the ult to try to help him. Hypnotic Toxin is in on the Vel'Koz. Here comes out the Ornn ult to follow up engage. Dandelion ult comes out, but a bunch of them are knocked away by the Poppy, but I think they're going to have enough damage in order to take down the Vel'Koz as well. That is 3 for 0 in favor of League of 10,000 Lakes. I think they can secure the Baron while also sending someone back to deal with the super minions.
That was an amazing Senna ult to keep Amumu alive there so they can stay engaged and get those next 2 kills.
That's right, and with Lucian able to go back, I mean, Lissandra's not going to be able to do anything here. She's just so weak. Baron's not going down super fast. The remaining team member is not the greatest at killing the Baron. But I don't think blue side's going to be able to contest this. Vladimir does not have ult when he spawns, or doesn't have teleport. Here comes the ult. Red team, yeah, Amumu is not having any of that. Not going to be about to be outspited by a Misfortune's ult. Here comes 2 separate chases. Lissandra's dead. No pomp, no circumstance. She's just dead. Here comes the knockup from Ornn. That's 2 for 0, plus the Baron buff. And look, Dandelion has escorted the wave right to League of 10,000 Lakes so they can push with Baron without having to back or set up any waves. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the super minions are going to be crashing into the base as blue team tries to defend this.
Yeah, it's really good that they're pushing this top lane where it's not already like a free open lane. They're gonna actually get something here.
And League of 10,000 Lakes picking up another kill against the Poppy. They are just have the scaling dream, and Lucian also still dealing a ton of damage, but Ornn just so hard to kill now. Senna dealing so much damage. Definitely MJ 8-0 and 13 on this champion. I mean, this guy is huge.
Wow. Wow. Vel'Koz is just not able to, like, Vel'Koz shot his laser and the whole team did almost nothing.
It's like just some follow-up cleanup kills, some kills for charity as they take down more buildings. Amumu Q onto the fountain, doesn't quite make it, he goes down. Here comes out to Ornn. Scott Tong might be going down to the Misfortune ult. The game is already over. Really nice job, League of 10,000 Lakes. Scored a huge number of points for charity. Higher Heights Foundation. Did a great job.
That was a lot of fun to watch.
That was a great game. Let's look at the post-game screen here. So yeah, blue team actually with a small gold advantage, under around 1,000 gold maybe for just a short period of time. But I mean, look at this huge snowball on the part of League of 10,000 Lakes from 25 minutes on. I mean, they hit them and they just don't stop.
Wow, and look at the damage graph. Vel'Koz outdamaged the whole team, and it didn't even matter. Like, you couldn't even tell. Like, looking at it from the perspective of the red team, Vel'Koz was almost like a non-factor, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it had to do with the fact that he was, unloading his ults into these teams fights kind of indiscriminately and not converting that into kills. So while he had a lot of consistent damage because he was always fighting, it just never mattered.
Yep. Taking a tank down to half health doesn't really matter when the rest of your team is dead.
Yeah, so that was a great series by League of 10,000 Lakes. Thanks to everyone who watched. And I'll be doing this again tomorrow with co-host Joe Downing. So make sure to tune into that if you can. And Justin, thanks so much for being my co-host tonight.
Yep. Appreciate it, Joseph, and appreciate it, Twitch. Y'all have a good evening. See you
Good
on the
night.
Rift.